Light is green.
All right then. So last time, y'all kind of gave Saloon a really bad day, didn't you? Lou,
Well,
what
we
did you
made
order?
sure he wouldn't have any more bad days, that's all.
So, Lou, what did you do to Saloon?
Doesn't work that way for Drow Webgun.
Lou was there for his friend in his time of need.
What friend is that?
Saloon, he was dying, you know. He was there for his buddy.
I'm sorry you're dying.
He was there at the beginning and end of his dying, in fact.
I directly caused this.
He
Sorry.
was there for the whole thing. Yeah.
So our lovely party ganged up on a drow serial killer,
Yeah.
beat him into unconscious, shoved him in a crate,
Mm-hmm.
carted him halfway across the city, but pausing to beat him back into unconsciousness again.
Periodic
at one
beatings,
stage,
yes.
and then handed him over to the city guard, where he was tortured and then executed, while two of our lovely party members decided to stay and watch.
All on the suggestion and recommendation of his boss that he was dearly loyal to.
Also, I was
So-
partially. I mean, we were there to
Although,
get
as we
items.
found out, as we're going to find out, not undyingly loyal to.
One of his last sights was also a giant middle finger.
Yeah, that's totally not going to bite you in the ass at all.
Oh, I'm
So-
counting on it.
Yep. So, of course, our party has reacquired the items that were passed over. If I recall, Lou's wearing the boots of elven kind of a dead man. That's totally not going to be a problem at any point in time.
I haven't put them on yet.
Okay. Just checking. And then, yeah, you have a scimitar, you have a cloak. Is anybody actually going to acquire the scimitar, or is it going to get hung up on the wall with the cloak?
I think
don't need
can
it.
use a scimitar.
But it is a wee trophy of defeating the elf serial killer. The cloak, certainly, at least.
The scimitar could fit well under the troll skull on the fireplace.
I mean, is there anything special about the scimitar?
It was the stats on it.
Oh, there is stats on it.
No, she's checking.
Yeah, I had to check it. Okay,
Mind
yeah.
you, what type of drow assassin would not have a magical weapon?
He had a gun.
Yeah, it's just a 1d6 plus 4 scimitar.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's not a +4 magic weapon. That's just his
Yeah.
dex damage
Yeah.
getting added to that.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I'm making it better.
+4.
Yeah.
We should set it
I'm-
PM.
I am manually adding that in so that y'all actually have something fucking nice for the change. It's not magical, but it is a 1d6 plus 4.
I'll fucking take it.
That's 4 damage.
Sure,
on
I'll
his
do a
scimitar.
1d6 plus 8. Thanks.
No,
But it's not magical.
no. Very funny. No, it's a plus 2.
I'm also fine with a +2 scimitar.
Yes. So you guys get to argue between.
Well, I already have a +2 and with fire damage.
What if you had 2 plus 2 swords?
No, that's why I'm like, no. The only thing is it's not magical. So you'll have to sort out who wants that. That or you're hanging it up on the wall. I don't care what you do. The point is that's what you required. And of course, Gaddix has Nadrax's pistol. Oh dear. Saloon's pistol is looking it over. Speaking of, where is Gaddix? Is he in his room looking it over, or is he down at breakfast with everybody else?
He's in his room,
Okay.
playing with his new toy.
I imagine there's a sign right now that says, "Do not enter on pain of death."
As he's trying to explode the fucking thing. So, it is breakfast time. You all were discussing things. And right when your discussions start, there's a knock on the door.
For fuck's sake! Never mind. Let go. Gotta get used to this city life. Hello, good morning. Who the fuck is you?
Hello, friend.
Oh, hey, Zord. Hi, nice to meet you. Bit early for you to be up this north.
I've taken a little bit of a walk. May I come in?
It's a federal, John. On you come. There's a brew if you fancy.
Oh, no, thank you. Not this, not right now. I heard you all had some success last night.
We did. Finally managed to corner him. Mind you, it's because I had the lads with me as well, so he had a far less chance to get away.
I was about to say the criers have already been talking about it this morning. Several people were up in a tizzy. So good job.
Aye, well, it's just good to get done with that. Too many fucking people
Agreed.
fell at him.
It was totally nasty business.
Really horrible.
Aye, he wouldn't stop crying when we beat him up.
Well, I'm sure it was probably not a very pleasant experience with a lot of you. You're all very capable.
Actually, we came away unscathed, aye. Not a mark on us.
Completely. So it was a drow serial killer and you didn't even get a mark on you?
Aye, well, that were Lou.
I am the world's greatest bard.
No. Try again. With
I am a
accuracy
quite
this
adequate
time.
bard.
Yeah. He managed to get off a spell on him, but just had him standing for a moment, then he went down on his knees.
Well, I certainly must say that is very quick thinking.
Aye.
Good job.
Not the most honourable or, impressive way, but got him done, and he was just a sneaky stabber, just murdering people at random. Fucking horrific.
Well, I'm sure, at least personally, I think you all did an excellent job.
Although,
Although
we're taking satisfaction, aren't I?
I didn't come here just for, pleasantries, though. I did want to speak business for a change.
Oh, man, I'm going to need a brew first. Go on, while it percolates into my grey matter here.
It shouldn't be that complicated. I did put 100 gold into your lovely little tavern here.
Aye.
And I figured we should probably get to solidifying the arrangement. Either A, for a payback scale, or possibly expanding to something different. Two options I see.
I mean, I had felt about putting in a petting zoo, but I'll need to get a menagerie first. Put
Well,
it right
first-
there and get rid of those window tables.
Well, either I get paid back with, let's say, probably 20% interest over a set period of time, or we could make this arrangement a little bit more permanent, and I could provide a value and not have to get paid back for the initial investment, just for a percentage of the business.
Aye, well, it is a wee bit more complicated. You have gone out of your way with the advertising. I mean, it's been more than the cash in hand, I've got to admit. Which is why
That
I
would
know
be
I'd
the-
never do well in business. I'm too honest of a man here.
Well, it's not about necessarily being honest, it's about having the opportunity to spread the word in the right places. I could continue providing the advertisement. I know I'll certainly be putting a little advert in on the next parade, which is tomorrow, by the way.
Another one already?
Oh, yes, you have to keep things going.
Yeah, I
And
suppose.
particularly in this case, everybody's quite excited about your little serial killer job. And some people would like to know that these wonderful saviors of Waterdeep have their own tavern.
Hmm.
You have to strike while the iron is hot, friend.
Yes, true. We are getting a bit of a name for ourselves. I know at least 3 of the guards last night recognise me.
And as a second point, I do have, of course, contacts in Luskin. They do like to send some goods down. Some of the more select import goods that you might have to acquire through third parties, I could acquire directly for far cheaper.
That'd be nice, eh? I will need a stockist for that one-eyed Jack's actually moved a wee bit last night. Mind you, that's because a lot of your boys were involved.
True, yes. I do have to admit they're rather fond of it. Reminds them of home.
That's good, at least it shipped.
So either way, if we did that, I'm sure we could come to a relatively decent arrangement. I'm not putting in nearly as much work as you all are, but I could say probably 10% off the profits. Note, if you lose, I wouldn't take anything, but 10% of the profits every tenday.
Does sound pretty fair. What do you think, lads?
I mean, I only know how to serve the drinks. I gotta be honest.
You're a fucking bastion of helpfulness, you really are. Eat your pancake.
Hey, I'm a man of craftsmanship, not of business.
Well,
Waffles.
none of this is my business. Actually, not.
Are you seeing this, Thorn? I am just seeing a bunch of men stand behind a line and then walk further away from it.
Hey,
got high alcohol
I'm
anyway,
trusting
so-
I'm trusting your word. If you think it's a good idea, it's a good idea.
Auric, come on. You're a culinary expert. You're making up most of our
Yep.
profit margin, I'm pretty sure.
Dear God. Maybe we should open as a cafe rather than a pub.
Yeah, if we didn't
Oh,
have
dear
things...
friend, I can assure you the alcohol makes a far greater profit margin.
Okay.
Namely, when they drink more, they want to eat more.
Yeah,
And
remember,
then when they eat more, they want to drink more.
people only exhaust themselves on coffee. They destroy themselves on alcohol.
Also, Harton, when the coffee is done percolating, you go to get it, but you notice it floats over and pours into your cup on its own.
Oh, I think he might have learned a wee bit. Thank you, Leaf.
It goes back to sitting where it should belong.
Good lad.
Well, I'll be. Looks like you've trained your poltergeist.
Well, there's another talking point we've got if he's going to be busy during service. I think it's... I mean, I wouldn't say we've trained him. I think he's just agreeing the fact that we're making the place work.
I know some people do talk about the dead lingering and they just want their purpose. It could be he just wanted the place open again.
And yet being a bit of a rude arsehole about it by just yelling "go home" and whatnot. But
Well, I mean,
we'll see how we go.
you have to forgive the poltergeist. I mean, it must be terribly jarring to think that you're being tied to a place eternally and you can't really wander about.
It is weird that way. I wonder what happened to the poor creator.
I'm not
Like, we
sure.
found a few scant details, but nothing that suggests, like, why he'd be bound here apart from just he was attached.
Maybe you just really like the place.
Maybe. And then Harton looks from, of course, Bjorn didn't give help, Nadrax, he looks at Horik, then he looks past Lou. It's like he's sipping, he makes sure that he's sipping his cup when he's looking in Lou's direction so he can't speak up.
I will point out Nadrax actually has no stake in this whatsoever.
True.
No ownership.
That's
He's just
true.
in there.
Where's our rent? Get the fuck out.
You've already been paid his rent.
I know.
Just remember, we may be moving on at some point in the future. Well, definitely moving on. And getting back to
Well, I
what
mean,
we
at that
were
point, we
doing.
can just get in some staff. Probably have to do that soon enough anyway.
Yeah, because at some point we're going to have to do stuff at night, I imagine.
Well, it's not just that there. We've got the irons in the fire.
Oh?
I think I told you about all the black goop stuff.
Oh, yes, you did mention that.
Yeah.
Any news on that?
No, it's a funny old thing. We got a lot of elevated people who are suggesting, we can help you out. But here's a wee favour we need doing first. So it's a bit of waiting around at the moment for the learned ones.
That's usually how that works.
But, I mean, we've no idea if the answer's going to keep us here or lead us out.
Fair enough. He kind of gives you a little pat on the shoulder. So, would that be a yes to the arrangement?
It's, I'm leaning mostly that way. I was just want to confirm a wee bit. There's no point trying to approach Gatix right now.
Oh, why is that?
Yeah.
And right as he says, "Why is that?" you just hear a big.
Because of that. You don't approach Gatix until he is in a neutral area.
And now there's cursing in Gnomish.
I
Okay.
grab the broom. I move over to underneath where Gaddix would be and start tapping in Morse code saying breakfast is ready.
You'll have to wait
Cursing in
until...
Gnomish gets louder.
Even worse, that's another floor up,
Yep.
so he probably can't even hear.
Yeah, he's got ringing in his ears too.
Well, I tried.
What? The bathroom is that way.
I see.
What is he doing?
I've no idea. I've stopped asking a long time ago. There was a time it was like 3 days after he moved into Red Shell and he had his little house set up and all that there. Fucking door went half a mile, it must have. Nearly took off Bjorn's head. From that point on, we installed a bell just on the outskirts of his property. We'll give that a ding if we want to approach and wait. More likely, though, we'd see him in Oryx getting food. Or in mine if Oryx was out. Because we had food larders that weren't filled with noxious chemicals, sometimes oozing and leaking after an explosion.
Here you go with the brats with hash browns, onions, and beans. That's what you wanted this morning, wasn't it?
It is now.
Wouldn't say no. If you hang about here, have a wee chat, or I'll just go. Just gotta go check the wee woman, and I'll have a risk at Gaxus, see if he's blown the fucking house off. I don't know if we've got a roof yet.
Oh, it was still there when I showed up.
Aye, but then the explosion happened. Is it the peaceable figure of his wife? Hello, love.
Good morning. I hear a lot of commotion going on.
Aye, Zor's offering us a little proper deal on the business. Wants a cut of 10% of the profits for near enough perpetuity. Well, I need to, putting it to all of us. We've all got our names on it. You alright?
Well, just thinking.
No, I'm just checking you for debris or whatnot. Do you not hear that boom from Gax?
Oh, I just figured, he tried to install something in the cargo.
That's probably it. Yep, you look absolutely fine. Lovely, in fact. Not a bit out of shape with the hair or the ear. Yep. Well, I've got my excuse there. I'm going to go up and see him now.
All right. If he's tried to have bombs come out the back end and that's what caused it, kindly remind him that he has to pick those up.
It's also where he gets his coffee from, so I figure it'd be from the front, we'd hope. But
Never can really tell.
Cargo's debris is his to deal with. Zoom. The fuck are you doing?
And you notice that the back end of cargo is just covered in spent powder. The door's kind of been blown open, and he's holding the detached barrel of the gun, but the rest of it is on a clamp on the desk. I was just with the gun, and something sparked the powder. Okay.
Is the room intact? You've still got 4 walls and 2 windows.
Yeah, it's fine. Just need to put the door back on. It's because it's like off on its hinges, leaning. And clean this up. Ugh.
Right, good point there. Okay. Well, luckily Horrocks bath is available to you.
And the dog marches off.
He's not fucking offering his own. So, I know you've probably not got in your head right now, but Zor's here offering us, he'll keep on advertising, maybe a bit of funding all out there, just generally being a helpful sort for 10% of the profits.
Okay.
Well, all our names are on this shit, so I've got to take in the valued opinions of my mates, who have all fucking backed off so far, I've got to say.
And how much of this funding would I get?
Well, we've got to split what we get in profit-wise.
Oh, but it's a net gain, right?
I've no idea, to be honest. We've got to see how much it is just to get refilled after it. Like, we've only been open, a day or 2? Don't know how much we'll rake in after a tenday.
Yeah.
We could be sliding a few coins about, but, I think we'll do well. At the moment, we got the buzz of a serial killer and all, so I reckon it's a sweet enough deal. He's already done, more than his fair share, to be fair, with all the advertising.
Yeah.
Feels like it would be a bit of a waste to just pay him the 120 and off he goes.
But then he wouldn't be a problem.
He's not really been a problem, apart from his artwork.
Have you seen the way he dresses?
He dresses perfectly fine.
He has been dressing reasonably. We've only seen him
Okay.
in business and casual, not ultra
Okay,
casual.
we haven't seen him. Okay, yeah, couldn't remember because I know what
You
the
haven't
token
seen
is.
him in sauna attire.
I haven't
Also,
seen him in the token attire. Okay,
also, we've lost Scotch.
have we?
Yep,
Yes, completely.
Oh dear.
that's a problem. I only have one of those.
Damn. The part of Scotch will now be played by Nil.
But he doesn't have a crazy accent.
And Bjorn is now Jamaican.
By Moradin's beard, man!
Oh God. Oh, that's better than I'd hoped.
It was the greatest moment in my entire association with Nil. That whole bit when he was voicing a character that we thought was just going to be a one-time thing, and turns out he was the bulk of the exposition of the game in a single scene. And he broke down almost in tears as he could not stop his accent turning into this weird Jamaican Dracula mishmash.
It was great.
He tried multiple times to just clear a voice, just speak normally, and then just devolves.
Couldn't do it. Yeah.
And we could break him every time we're just going, hey, I'm on.
Yeah, where did Scotch go?
I'm guessing his internet cut out completely because he's not even on his phone.
out.
Oh, he was so happy to get it though, and it just went out.
Yeah.
I have so many giga.
Really, we can badmouth Denmark.
I
Lego's
mean, as
expensive.
An American, no, I can't.
No, we can say Lego's overly expensive.
Yeah, Legos. Yeah.
Hit him hard there, yeah.
Plastic. Shit.
I bet your mom plays with Duplo blocks.
Oh, anyway, breakfast is all ready, so get yourself down once you've had a wee wish wash.
Yeah. I'll just. And he kind of just shuts the door. I'll deal with that later. Kind of props it back up.
Okay, now. Head back down, of course. Once again, greet the wee woman.
Mm-hmm. I'll be
Hey.
heading down in a moment.
Alright. Got anything planned for Jenks' next lesson?
Going to see how he's coming along with the cantrips.
That's good.
If you can get at least one, it'll be great.
Aye, I think lodge yourself in your brain, don't let go. Any opinions on the financing?
Mm. Do we know how much we took in the first night?
Not really.
You would, but I haven't rolled it yet.
Yeah, we've not really
Because
gone.
it's going to be a total.
Not really gone through it yet. Bjorn was still sorting out. Like, it's one thing for these dragons and all these here, like these aqua coins, but there was a few people he brought in all kinds of weird shit. Look at this thing. I think this is from fucking Moonshay.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure that's a Cormian horse on the back of this one too. You can
Well,
tell
if
because it's smugger looking than a normal horse.
If it doesn't interfere with anyone's moral or side businesses, then it should be all right.
Aye, and plus he has gone out of his way to help us out. You know, advertising wise and all whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, this does get us in a little closer, because while we have this agreement on, I've got a better chance of getting myself a wee egg. I was running through names as well. What do you think of Hooten?
Is that the owlbear?
Aye.
It's cute.
And Whimsy for the Axbeak.
Okay, at least that one. At least that's not a pun.
It depends how straight it walks. Maybe it's easily distracted.
Maybe.
Also, Hooten's not a pun. That was me grandad.
Yes, but that's cute. I wouldn't want to say, please go ask you a question.
Oh, nah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I might call him a chopper.
That's acceptable.
Aye. Maybe battle axe. Anyway, I better go see if this bit of left Zord in the lurch there, and you know how conversationalist Luke can be without supervision. I say that knowing full well that Bjorn, Horik, Harton, and Nadrax are there, but I also don't count them as supervision.
Lou, You have Zord sitting next to you.
What do you think about boats?
I know quite a lot about boats. I have 3 of them.
Oh, what do you think about them?
Oh, they transport you places. And technically, I have 3 ships and then a lot of small boats, but Arton, go save him.
But
Oh, Ulrich wants to save him.
you only gave it a minute. I mean, come on, I've got to walk right around my own house.
Oh, I see a Scotch.
Oh, Scotch is getting back here. That's good. I mean, it's a long walk to the door. Who knows how much more Lou could say.
Now, what if a boat had wheels, like a cart?
I've actually seen that before. And you can't do it with a ship because it's too big, but I have seen some rowboats with wheels on the bottom. The only problem is it creates a structural issue on the bottom sometimes, and it can get caught up with seaweed and things.
What if we eradicated seaweed?
I think that would be difficult, friend.
But what if we did?
He was doing exactly as well as I hoped.
It's the first thing in the morning. You can't expect much more.
Oh, you'd be surprised how that doesn't change throughout the passing of the day. Anyway, we've had a wee talk about it. And at the moment, at least...
Hello, Scotch.
Oh,
Welcome back.
I take it your internet had died and then undied.
yeah, I had to put up my cell phone.
Not
Use that as a...
a good first impression with him, isn't it?
I'm guessing it's just maintenance or something.
Yeah, probably. They usually do it this time of night when no one's really on the net.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring.
So they don't appreciate people who just stay up at night.
I mean, when I lived with my parents, the internet would go out at 2 a.m. on the dot every night, 2 to 2:30.
That's nasty.
But yeah, it's 2 a.m. here now, so that would be about...
Hey, well, after a wee preliminary chat and all that there, and for what you've already put yourself out to do, aye, we're on board with the idea of it.
Splendid. That should be a great little arrangement.
Do you want to shake on it, make it formalised or anything?
He offers you a hand.
Aye, he gets a gigantic fuck-off Viking paw. You could approximate it as a hand.
And let me see. Just curiosity. He has a very, very weak strength.
Well,
You know.
I'm not Bjorn. I'm not going to crush his hand out of principle.
I know, but he was trying to give you a nice firm handshake, and it just didn't fucking happen.
That's all right. I'm not going to embarrass the bloke in front of him.
Considering
he's got a whole bit. Considering he's got what? He rolled a 3
and a 4.
Hmm.
Because I roll everything with advantage just because I just am too lazy to turn it off. Yeah, he rolled a 3 and a 4. Holy fucking shit!
But even that, though, like, I am going as weak as I can just so I don't hurt the poor lad on the field of this.
Also, too much sausage grease on the hands.
I
On
imagine
his-
this is the most weak-looking handshake ever, as both are trying to not hurt the other.
Oh, wait, no! I just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he has definitely athletics, so never mind. He actually did better than you because he has +6 in
Well, if he gets
athletics.
advantage, so should I.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I was
Wow.
rolling
Oh,
Okay,
Hey,
that's
hey,
where they're
hey.
hiding. What a nice start. So yeah, I just look at his arm and just think I'm gonna hold back the best I'm gonna hold back the best I can.
You know,
Meanwhile-
Lou sees him hard and struggling, and you just play whistles a little bit to give inspiration.
Fine, I'll burn that, sure. Let's get a 1 on this. There we go.
Yeah.
Y'all have an equally hard handshake, which is pathetically weak, and both of you know it. And both of you have this look of like, oh dear.
No, in the case of Harden, like, he is blown out a sigh of relief of, ooh, I didn't fucking hurt the lad and spoil this thing. The last time I shook hands with someone, it also involved cutting our palms open to blend blood. How about a stupid idea? It's a stupid fucking place to cut yourself.
Well, either way, it's about time I probably start heading back because I do actually have work to do. But it's been good seeing you all, and I'm glad to see everything went perfectly fine for you.
Indeed, aye. It was a well lucky one, especially after the last time. Kept the kids cheered up no end.
Oh, no doubt they were probably very upset about that.
I mean, they'll get over it in time.
Oh yeah.
Partly
They're
because I'm bound.
resilient.
Partly because I'm bound to show up back here worse. Who knows?
Yeah, that is the way of adventuring, is it not?
Aye. Well, I've not been up to that there in a city before, so that's a bit of a different thing. Like, I've been,
Yeah.
you know, I've been exploring a lot there. It's a bit different now that it's among the streets and the alleys.
Particularly when you actually have to worry about local laws.
Ah, I mean, that's not as big of an issue. I mean, who knew the Royal Assassin with a shatter?
Yeah, that's one of those things.
That was a real surprise, that one. Fucking hell, they're going to remember that. I mean, I sail with a good captain, and he gives me divine power, but he and I alike are not subtle men.
Either way, he gets up and gives you both a polite wave, gives you all a polite wave.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yep, I'll be back at some point.
Hey,
Wait, what if you put sails on a horse?
have yourself a good voyage. Shut the fuck up, Lee.
Eat
Eat your sausage.
He gives a helpless laugh and then just takes his leave.
Lou, eat your sausage.
Well, if you put
Sit
the
down, shut
sails-
up, and drink your goddamn
if
tea.
you put the sails on an owlbear the right way, maybe it can fly.
I'd go against
mean-
that just on the principle that if... Like, I've never seen the inside of an oil bear, like, properly studied and all, but if they're like any kind of bear, they are dense in bone. That's why a bear usually wins a fight with most other wild animals, because they are just a mass. Doesn't lend itself well to flight. Most birds and all are very thin, flimsy, easily broken.
Ow.
So, the next it's going to be 7 days until your 10 days are complete. So I wrote it this on a notepad. Yes, there we go. All right. So for the next 7 days, you all are going to have a very, very wonderful time in water. What are you all planning on personally doing in that 7 days?
Get into as many fights in different bars as possible to shit their reputation and boost us up.
I'll go in
That
with
might
an
be the
enlarged
exact
to help.
opposite.
I'm going to put a
Help
wig
them
on
to
Bjorn
the
and send him
so
round as
nobody
the...
recognizes them.
That's the thing, I'm going
That
to...
might do the exact opposite.
It's fine, I'm going to put a wig on Bjorn.
How does that?
Send
that
him
doesn't
round.
work.
We just wrap the beard around his head, send him out with an extra painted on tattoo. Go start shit and don't be seen coming back.
I think for the next 7 days, if Lou or Natrix is being called in to help with anything related to the people who are the secret agents, anytime that it involves the half-orc lady in the tavern, Bjorn is going to assist.
It's the big woman here.
Well, you have to remember, she was a Zent spy. So
Well, he's not
the
going to
enemy.
hold against her.
It's not...
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
one of
you'd
his
hold
best
that and other
advertised.
things against her, to be true.
Yeah.
You'd try
He
and
does know
help her
what-
change her ways, aye? Show her of a brighter path.
He doesn't know what it means to be a Senator spy anyway.
So yeah, Lou, you do have your you're gonna have your new nightly
Also,
Your new
I'm just
lightning
gonna switch
language.
the network, and I think the other one has been reconnected, so I'm just going to try.
Alrighty.
Okay. So Lou, you will have your nightly lessons. Is there anything else you're gonna be trying to do, like Squidly's lessons or such?
I must make Squidly the best bard in the world.
Okay. Uzana, what are you planning?
I'm going to be teaching Jenks.
And then Boric.
Trying to at least stop people recognizing how people are going out and beating up other bars.
Are you actually doing this? Because this is probably going to cause an issue.
No, of course not.
Okay, good.
Bjorn's busy.
So,
Yeah,
Boric,
one
what are you
further
actually
across the
doing?
street.
I shall be going around cafes and other eating establishments, trying to get ideas for our menu. I'm looking for simple, easy to make food with good taste.
And so as we sit down, collecting our coins up together, looking at our profit, we just see it dwindle away as Horik just lays out his business expenses of various restaurant bills. I had to
I'm
try
not
everything on their menus.
I'm not going super high end unless our our tavern changes our thing. I'm looking for simple, easy, cheap. I'm also
So-
checking out street food.
So, Gaddix, what are you planning on doing? You do know that Jarlaxle tonight is going to be getting the pistol. I saw the word gun, but what are you doing
Yes,
after
gun.
Jarlaxle gets it? Are you going to be trying to replicate the gun?
Yes, as much as I
Okay.
can. I'm running out of time. Time. Plus, I should probably put it back together.
Yeah,
before he
you think
gets it.
he might want it back. You have an inkling. You probably have until sundown because that tends to be a drow thing. So there's that. Nadrax, what are you planning on doing?
Well, aside from teaching Nat more knife tricks, like always aim for the groin.
That's perfect for her because that's at eye height.
Yeah.
You see, that's already a wrong move. You go for the inner thigh. You slice the cut right out, or even bleed out in seconds.
I'd say that counts as part of the groin, but beside that, probably check occasionally with the harpers if they need him, because he still feels like he owes them some. Otherwise, probably actually do try to hang out with Gaddix, see how things work, toy around a bit with.
You have an apprentice, Gaddix.
Yeah, now go dispose these spare parts. Not all of those are spare parts.
I need lantern fluid.
Okay, the gun seems to be back together, but I don't know where these bolts go. Were they extras? Okay.
Oh God. No, with
I
the
bet-
22, you successfully put the gun back together.
You undo what you did.
I also imagine that that Bjorn would probably also assist if there's stuff that needs to be built or figure
Are
out
the
the
parts
metallurgy
still
in some of
there?
it in order to replicate it.
Are the parts still there?
Any sort of spare parts would not be there, but there were no spare parts. He successfully put it together. Okay. And Harton, what were you actually going to do?
Well, apart from having all my children stole away from me, the other times he'll be doing dadly duties, teaching them, entertaining, new toys. Might try to build a rowboat.
More knives.
And are you planning on finding and hiring some help for the tavern?
I suppose I'll take a look around the staff. Do a few interviews, see if I get the feel for them. At the moment, I'm not quite hiring, but I'm looking at prospects, you know. I definitely want another dwarf behind the bar. I've known this one for about 17 years, so I need a trustworthy one.
Okay. So we got all that situated. Do you want to run? Well, Jarlaxle's going to show up later the night. Do we want to skip ahead to that, or do we want to have you wandering around, go and have a chat with some potential help?
We'll skip.
I mean, we could also have put a sign outside, help wanted.
Help wanted, elves accepted.
Grudgingly.
All right. So everything goes relatively well. Night falls. You put the children to bed. I'll actually put them back in the bedroom. That way I don't lose them. And pretty much exactly on time, you would expect. Harton, Uzana, one of you goes back into your bedroom, and you see a big old ball of darkness chilling in your corner.
Oh, it's this again.
I'll let you say it this time.
Ah,
Out of
yes,
the-
the bedroom guests again.
Out of the Over of Darkness comes a very, very familiar drow elf with an eye patch over his left eye. And a new one that you have not seen yet.
A new eye patch.
It's not a new eye
He's wearing them
patch.
both at the same time. It's very weird.
No,
A
it's a
new
new
drow
eye.
you have not seen.
He's wearing his casual eye patch, not his business eye patch.
No, he only has the one.
This one has a zipper on
Particularly,
it.
particularly with this elf around, he has the eye patch on. And you just hear, "Why, hello there, friends.
Hello again. It's
Could
a
you
bit,
gather up every?" Oh, go on.
it's a bit late, but what would you like?
Oh, could you please gather on everybody up? I think we do need a little bit of a discussion on your actual business arrangement that brought you to Waterdeep in the first place.
And from coming up the stairs, Uzi, I think tonight we're going to try and go for a record and break that bed frame. Ah, hello.
We need to wake everyone up.
Jarlaxle's grinning ear to ear. The elf next to him gives a very, very slight frown.
Hope you weren't waiting long. Aye, alright, I'll go bang the doors about.
I just thought you'd do your big loud shout.
I can't do that, I'll wake up the kids.
Oh, that's true.
And we don't want that. And with that, they start down the stairs into the common room because at least Jarlaxle knows where it is.
Aye. I mean, we'll have to keep our ears out for that. She is an inquisitive sort. But just a good old knocking on each door. Wait for a response. Push open the door, not give a fuck. Get up. Come on, move. Move.
Just one peaceful night of sleep.
Martin's in his relaxed state of trousers, but also a bear pelt just wrapped around.
Gadix, are you bringing Kago or are you just going on your own?
I would just go on my own.
Leave Coggo on guard mode so no one goes into the lab.
Yeah, that's generally what he does. Yeah.
And Gadix, did you remember to bring the pistol? Or are you going to have to go back upstairs?
Yeah,
for
he's
it?
waving it
No, he's-
everywhere.
He's got the pistol and he's actually wiping it off with a cloth. He's making
Pointing it at
nice.
everyone as he walks. Look at this. It's cool, isn't it?
Hey, Nadrax, isn't this great? Shoves his face in the barrel.
You ever seen one of these before?
Look at how clean it is on the inside. Really get your eye in there.
Yeah, no, he's actually cleaning off the metal.
And he can't see in there. He doesn't have darkness ears. Come, get over here. I can tell you how clean it is. Now stand still. Hold your finger right there. Yeah, right on the ring there. You can hold it better there.
Calm down, it's not loaded.
If you
No, it's
are
not anymore.
manhandling it, Jarlaxle would mention, don't point that at people.
No, he's not.
He's a professional.
Good.
Uh,
Alright.
Sure, we'll go with that.
I
Gadix,
see
we
you've
need to build a new oven.
I see you've reacquired my pistol for me. Appreciated.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
He takes it and he puts it into a pocket on his belt that is far too small for the pistol.
I mean, we're not that kind of hickaroo. We don't understand the bag of holding or various versions.
I have the capability of building, or I built one once upon a time.
You had the ability. It's gone from you now.
Somehow.
Well, anyways, now that that business has been concluded, and I do have to congratulate you. Kribbig gave me a full report on the incident, and I even give you some extra kudos for spotting him.
I don't know what you really achieved by tapping him on the shoulder and whatnot, but yeah. Nathrax had his eyes out.
Yeah, was just checking if he sees as well as we do.
Well, he does.
Indeed.
So I do thank you once again for your discretion in the matter. I will point out I actually do have something in the works to reward you with, but it'll take a little while to get here. Hopefully by within a 10-day. We'll see.
Yeah, no
It'll be
worries.
delivered. But either way, this is more about the original matter that brought you here. My associate here, and he gestures to the elf that none of you have met. Lou, this is actually a new one because you haven't met a drow elf that Jarlaxle brought in. My associate here was looking over those documents, and he had some questions. This
Finally.
is Camuriel, and he's definitely an expert in this sort of thing. Camuriel kind of waves Jarlaxle off and just says, "Who was there for all of the incidents regarding these paperworks that you obtained?"
That'd be us 5. The
Well, I need
Waterdevians showed up a little bit later.
I need one of you to volunteer to give me a full and complete report.
A vocal one? I'm not sure why you're specifying quite so much.
He just tilts his head. A full and complete report.
Aye, sure. Give you a full rundown. So,
Yeah, no, Harton. Second you say sure, and you're actually familiar with this sensation almost. You feel the little fingers going into your head. But unlike with Nat, who kind of, it's almost like a tentative kind of poke, looking around kind of thing. You just feel like something is just burrowing right into your skull to get exactly what he wants. Are you going to be resisting it and trying to kick him out? Or are you going to just let him go on in and do whatever he wants?
There's some sensitive stuff. He's probably not going to care about that. I'll let it go. Why not? Considering the familiarity of this and associating with Jarlaxle, I'm guessing this is who Nat's dealing with. Alright, fine. It's gonna lack some of the dramatic stylings and turn of phrase that is notable among his anecdotes, but fine. Just get it from the memory, sure.
Yep, he goes and gets a full and complete rundown from both of the incidents involved. And it's really, really weird, Hurton, because it's almost like you're watching your own memories through fast forward. And you even see a moment when you get to that very, very lovely love nest. You see a very brief pause for a moment, and then it kind of skips really, really fast through the whole night and gets back to it as he continues.
Yeah, hop along, mate.
You have a feeling that he does not. He's not interested in that.
He does chuckle once we get to the moment where we decide to ram raid the priest into the wall just to punish him for being a dickhead.
Let's see that again. Instant replay.
Oh, hang on. That's when I pop that little imp with inflict wounds. Gonna see that again. Fuck them.
See, the funny thing is you're thinking all of this, Hurton.
Yep.
Everybody else, Hurton, you come right on back, and it's quite clear to you all. They went kind of weird for a moment, both the two of them, and they were back, and it was only about 10 seconds for you all. Hurton, it seemed like a lot longer for you.
Aye.
So, you two had a bit of a wee moment there, or?
Aye, 'twere a meet in the minds, although one door was closed.
Oh, that is a point. Would you leave the door closed, or would you try to poke around in his brain while you're at it?
Nah, I don't really care. I don't really want to see much in there.
Good idea.
I've got a feeling of some things that might be coming up, and I just think, fuck it, nah. We'll just end this quicker. Plus, if I stay focused on my memories, I can see what he's looking at.
Meanwhile, once you all both come back, you notice Camuriel starts looking like he's thinking about something, and Jarlaxle just looks over and says, "You could have asked." Camuriel does not respond.
Did ask something.
So,
technically.
I'm guessing there's a few of your lads that lack in social graces. Not everyone's as expert as Feltrick.
You see Camuriel kind of looks over at you again and just says, "I am very aware how social graces work. That doesn't mean I always want to apply them."
He just doesn't care.
You can see he thinks it over quite a bit. He says, "That has given me a bit more information. That is actually going to be very helpful. Do you have still that vial of goo?"
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
If you say that, Gaddix, he immediately looks at you, says, "Go fetch it."
And he presses a button on his gauntlet. And
Oi. You know social graces. You're in this house as a guest and all that. Just say please.
Harton, he looks at you.
It's a
Jarlaxle, meanwhile, says, "Gaddix, could you please retrieve the vial?"
There you go. It's a small, simple little gesture.
It's very, very weird, Harton. You're saying all these things. It's almost like he has a blank expression on his face. He's not responding at all.
And unless anything else happens, eventually Kago will come to the door and Gaddix will retrieve the goo.
Yeah, do give a glance at Jarlaxle. Real gem here.
He's good at what he does.
I figured that's about his only grace, yeah.
He hired me to make up for it. I'm the talkative one.
And then Kago leaves.
I think we can see you have a lot of work ahead of you.
Lou, Camuriel does turn and look at you, and you don't think the expression he's got. You see a very slight little bit of a sneer. You don't think he appreciated that comment.
you
trying to defend
manage
the
it
poor
every
guy.
time.
I'm trying to be friendly. What the hell?
Every time you do this.
I mean, this time it was definitely not my fault. It wasn't that bad.
Jarlaxle's pinching the bridge of his nose. Meanwhile, Camuriel holds his hand out to you, Gaddix.
I relinquish the goo.
He looks it over for a moment, and then he slips it in one of his pockets.
Phrasing, please. He offers his hand to you. I relinquish my goo.
I will do a little bit of looking into this. There are certain individuals I need to have a talk with. No doubt we will be able to get insights 2, 3, 10 days, maybe. The hardest part is going to be identifying which houses were involved. It is not Menzo Baranzan, and it's most certainly not any remnants from Chet Desad, as far as I can tell. It should be a little bit more complicated to locate, but I suppose it'll be done in short order.
I've got a wee bonus question for you.
He looks at you.
Because I've got picked up Volo's Guide to Monsters and all that. There's wee informative bits, lots of those, but it's missing a few bits of vital information. If I'm questioning its accuracy in a few places. When we first met the old tentacle-faced one, it had this horrible wee critter on it, with a brain with legs, intellect devourer. And from what I've seen of all those bits in it, that is the nastiest thing I've come across. I was kind of wondering if you had any good solid info on it.
It's an intellect devourer. What do you need to know about them?
Well, it says it can hop itself into your brain. I was wondering if there was a way to stop that.
You kill it.
Well,
I can do that.
That did work. I was wondering, like some sort of hat, maybe.
I mean, theoretically, although the amount of times that you're going to be running into an intellect devourer trying to consume your brain, it's much easier to just kill it.
As long as the things don't run in packs.
Not usually, unless they're being ordered. And the thing with tentacles on their face is an illithid. I advise you refer to it as its correct name. They don't tend to like being insulted.
I don't think we're going to have many positive encounters with them.
Not with that attitude.
Correct.
He has a point.
I am not disagreeing with that.
Let's be friends with the enemies.
I mean, how do you know you're not going to meet a friendly illithid?
Do they have those?
There is kind of one that became a little bit famous in one of the books, not this one.
Are there any snacks illithids like that we could bring to, have some goodwill?
I think you count as one.
You see Jarlaxle again is doing the oh no, and Camuriel yet again, Lou, gives you a very large look of disdain. This time, Everybody, you get to see there is a clear look of disdain on his face. Congratulations, you have changed his facial expression.
That's a legitimate question. Everybody likes snacks. Is how you meet your neighbors.
You're just a natural at this. Homebrew, published NPCs, doesn't fucking matter.
Not even being mean.
Muriel just kind of gives a little shake of his head. Either way, if there's not anything else you require, I should be off and I have work to do.
Well, what do you do if it jumps into someone's head?
You kill them.
That's the only option, eh?
I mean, theoretically, you should just fight it off so that it doesn't end up eating your brain in the first place.
Aye. I was just saying, you know,
If
in the
it-
hypothetical. I'm a bit worried.
If they're
that
too weak
One on a
and...
leash.
What?
Can we put one on a leash?
What?
Even Jarlaxle looks at you, Nadrax. You now have two drow staring at you, giving you a what
You
the
also,
fuck
have the,
expression.
you also have the dwarf looking at you.
Yeah,
And the
man,
human.
in the
Three
world,
drow.
like,
You
I've had
put
some
that
stupid
thing in a
ideas, but
leash.
Damn.
Jarlaxle's the one that answers you and says, no.
Well, I've never seen one, so yeah.
You might want to just keep that as the habit, not seeing them.
Hopefully, but I've got a
Yeah.
feeling that's not going to be an option.
The grin on Atrax's face clearly signifies that was a joke.
Muriel does not seem to appreciate the joke. Meanwhile, he does circle back to the original question. If the intellect devourer eats somebody's brain, you cannot uneat a brain. It is already gone at that stage. You will eliminate the intellect devourer and its host.
Alright.
Let's not have that happen.
Exactly.
Well, unless you have any other questions, preferably about the actual topic at hand.
Well,
I will
apart
be
from the
off.
simple one of what sort of things were we up to, at least can you give us any info on the black goo itself?
Right now, not particularly. I'm going to have to actually do some research into it. To be entirely fair. And then all of a sudden, right as he starts speaking, you see Jarlaxle holds up a hand and does actually a very rapid fire series of hand signs. Lou, you barely understood any of that. Give me an intelligence just to see what the fuck you picked up.
Yeah.
Hey, you actually picked up some of it. You see, he's talking. You're not 100% sure, but as far as you can tell, he's talking about the girl, and he's telling Camuriel to quiet. And then Jarlaxle, he kind of Jarlaxle turns to you, Harton, and just says, Harton, you might want to move your kids back into their bedroom because it seems that you have 3 little ones at the door.
I thought as much. Here we go, and of course, put yourselves against the wall and whatnot. Right, you 3. Opens the door, of course. You know I'm going to tell you about these sort of things tomorrow.
So Harton, the second you open the door, Nat's head starts poking straight through her. So you're gonna have to roll let's do I guess contested acrobatics.
Acrobatics?
I don't know. What are you gonna try to do to stop her? You have to catch her.
Yeah, the finger on the head. You push that right back in.
Well, the thing is, you actually have to grab a hold of her.
Yeah.
Where the frick did I put? Oh, I put her up here. I forgot. Fucking hell.
I mean, usually for grabbing it's athletics, but it hasn't been doing me well.
Yeah, true.
I'll give it a go. Why not?
She's gonna try to be dexterous about it.
She's not that
Holy
dexterous.
fucking Nope. Even with her.
You did your best and it's not good enough. Keep that lesson in mind. It'll never be good enough. Some things are
Much
impossible,
remarkable.
child. The world is not your oyster.
Wow. What an ad.
No. Of course not. Oi. Come on now. Come on. Hey. Don't worry. I'll give you a wee recount of what happened. We're having a wee chat on something we were doing before we got in the city. But it's a case of some identities cannot be revealed, and that is to protect the people involved. Not just yous, it's also the ones who are here. And us, in a way.
Ridley just asked, well, what are you talking about? It's something about goo?
Aye, it is. I've told you about this here. Before we got to the city. With
Yeah,
the
but what have
weird
you
with the weird
learned?
demons and the imps and all.
It's a new song. You have to be practicing, Squidly. Go practice, damn it.
Not this time of night.
Oh, good idea. Pretend to practice.
That's a case of there's a case of this one who snuck in here. He's got a bit of a guess on what it could be. He's still got to put together his knowledge on it. But he's got a field of expertise we don't have, so we're just chatting on it. But no answers just yet, sadly. That's a bit annoying, isn't it?
You actually see Nat kind of straighten up, and then she wandered right on back into the bedroom.
I've got a feeling there.
And
So
the
who-
rest of the
who-
two boys look a little confused.
Hang on, you two. So who was it that popped up first? Was it Nat or one of yous? Squidly?
It was me. That is Squidly, yeah.
Yeah,
Squidly is the one who woke up first.
Yeah, gives him the eye. Aye. Now, you know I'm going to tell you about these things, eh?
Yeah, but it's more fun to learn firsthand.
I know it
And
is,
I will-
but in this case, it's because we're trying to keep, like, people don't want to be revealed for who they are just the moment.
I want to shoot Squidly a thumbs up very subtly.
Aye.
Like, you can't see him because he's
Damn it.
blocking the door.
You're good and attentive, though. You're clever, you're observant, it's all good to you lot. Like, I'm not angry at yous in any way. But it's just this lad doesn't want to reveal who he is just yet. And he might get a bit annoyed at it. And if he got annoyed at you lot, well, that wouldn't go well for him at all.
Okay, fine. Are they bad people?
No, well, leans back for a moment to look at. He looks at your Laxel. Looks at Camuriel. Maybe a bit. But then you meet weird people like that there. I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes. Like, you look at Nadrex. First glance, you wouldn't think, oh, he's one of the good ones.
You hear Jarlaxle laugh.
You look at Lou and think he's probably better than he is.
At least
Uh,
adequate.
Then you look at Hordic and you wonder, how could that fantastic chef actually punch people? Oh, he's amazing at it. And Bjorn, he looks exactly as you'd expect, isn't
Hey,
it?
I'm an open book to the world. What
I
you
will
see,
say-
what you get.
I will say Nadrex looks a bit conflicted at the comment.
And also, a couple of you noticed that Jarlaxle and Camuriel have started signing while Harton's having this conversation.
Most of it's just Iblis. It's alright.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Lou.
Yeah.
That's the only sign I know.
So you two off the bed there, and if you still can't sleep in a wee bit, I'll give you a wee story again. Probably we'll do a Drizzt one, eh?
Okay, we're going in this hall, right?
I think we just gotten up to that point, eh? What a loser that wizard were, eh?
He was an idiot.
He was. Give a riffle of a hair.
Getting possessed by a shard like that.
Aye, and then thinking he were the bee's knees. I tell you, we stomp ones like that all the time. Just not with the power of the shard and all that there. Was that the Cinnabon?
Miss Uzana, what's it called again?
Hmm?
And it is Crenshinabon. Just Harton cannot pronounce Crenshinabon to save his life, apparently.
Shinabon?
There you go, Cinnabon.
Yeah,
Aye.
that.
No, Shinabon, like your shin.
Yeah,
Cinnamon
Cinnabon.
bun?
Aye, I'm getting hungry. Anyway, off the bed, you two, off the bed. I'll see you in a wee bit. Don't go putting your
Okay.
ear next to the door. It'll be fine. I'll tell yous.
And yet they do go off. Sorry, I was writing something over in Drow sign. As yes, you see, if any of you are paying attention, Kermuriel gives almost. It is very, very weird because he looks deadpan, but in the hand gestures, you almost think something was sarcastically signed. And Jarlaxle doesn't look amused.
I can do that too. Just for the record, I'm just not.
They're going to be doing that every time. We can't really help it.
It's fair. They are very inquisitive.
Naturally gifted at it, I'd say.
Yeah, that is what they are good at. If you're going to be surviving in the streets, you have to know how to be inquisitive.
All right. But there we
Of
go.
course.
I'm keeping it all stim for you.
Well, thank you very much. Well, either way, I believe our business here is done. And yes, I hope by at least a 10-day. Thankfully, I had already been trying to acquire what I'm planning on giving over. I was hoping to at least turn some profit, but it'll work as a reward instead.
Alrighty.
So, all right. So, I suppose our business is concluded. And you don't even see Jarlaxle make a gesture. Kermuriel just starts off, and Jarlaxle actually follows him out of the room. And away they go.
So are they just gonna go up to the top floor and just climb out the window? Or...
No, I think they go to my bedroom and just port out.
Why your bedroom?
Yes, I asked that very same question. Why not yours or Horrocks?
Why not just use a functioning door?
Well, they're dry and they're also shady characters.
Alright, well why not just use the common room?
You saw the issue there. As he gestures in the direction of the kid's room.
Particularly as Nat knows what that globe of darkness means. She's routinely having conversations with the globe of darkness.
Aye, Harton did put together, but she walked off there as if she received instructions.
And it's a good thing nobody in this room has any idea about what they're conversing about.
Well, I could say is some people just make things much more complicated than it needs to be. In any case, I'm going to do something very simple. I am heading towards bed.
Off
Good
you go.
night, everyone.
Off you go. Got a little bit stubborn there. Good night, everyone.
You're not.
Good night, yeehaw!
As Morden said, get on, little doggies. Lou,
Huh?
come here, mate.
I was going to talk to you, actually.
That's
But I wanted
good.
to meet you.
I was going to suggest you talk to me.
I was going to say, hey, Harton, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to call you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Well, no, I was just saying, come here as in just come a bit closer and we'll discuss, eh?
It seems like a trap, but okay.
I mean, you're already cornered, so I don't see how I can be more trapped.
You're right, fine, I'll approach you. I've noticed that we're getting a bit finger wiggly there.
Yeah. I was definitely watching.
You get much?
I'm concerned about the upbringing of Nat and her safety.
I were feeling that a bit, considering I'm guessing that's her tutor, and he is a nasty piece of work.
I'm thinking maybe I've met him, and he threw the cinnamon roll at me.
Actually, Lou, give me a wisdom.
He just burns it out of your brain before he leaves.
No, okay, no. You do remember, yeah, you remember the second incident. I was just checking to see if any of that jogged your memory enough to remember the first incident.
But it definitely could be that guy.
Aye, but what were we conversing on, like?
I was mostly concerned about the cinnamon roll. I
I don't mean that time, I mean now, when they were in our house.
Oh, it was just some shit about Nat. They noticed she was here, and I think Jarlaxle was impressed.
Aye, should be.
Yeah,
but there was
the other guy, not so much.
Aye, well, I don't think he's
What?
impressed.
I'm the one who typed that out, so I know what I typed.
Oh, I mixed up the names. Oh well.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, no, yeah. They seem to. I mean, she's obviously good at what she does.
Aye.
But it would be horrible if anyone gave her a knife. I hope that never happens.
That's a very specific thing to bring up. That's really specific, in fact.
Does
No.
Lou know she has a knife?
No, that was just a joke out of character.
Okay.
Aye, right then.
Yeah,
But
but
it was
we
all.
we gotta keep an eye on her.
Oh, always, anyway. But there was a. It were positive, it weren't. We're gonna stab that guy, or I can't believe you put me around these, what I call them, Iblis.
Yeah, surface dwellers. Also, I don't know. They didn't seem impressed by your story. Yeah, well.
Oh, tough shit to them. It were a fun time.
Eh. I thought it was a great story, personally.
Oh, we're nasty, though. He went right through it all. Skipped the fun bits, but then I'm glad he didn't see them. Hey, with a wee trek through that horrible place in the Eight and Pale crypt.
Were you about to say the 8 and Pale module?
No. It's like, I think I was going to say monument or something.
Yeah,
Right.
I think I actually learned more from that 5 minutes of signing than I did from everything Saloon ever did.
Yeah. To be fair, he was worthless.
Oh yeah.
In your presence.
Only in his presence, mind you.
Well, he also fell off the roof twice.
Not
anytime he was
even
near,
twice.
More than that.
anytime he was near Lou.
In a single night.
Yeah, the one day he was absolutely great was the day Lou wasn't in his room.
Right, remember guys, when you go up to your bedroom, check for any further dry elves.
Oh, there's one I expect to see.
That's true. Give me regards.
Speaking of, there's a knock on the door.
That's right, this one doesn't fucking just show up in my bedroom.
Yeah, it probably won't fall off the roof either.
Hello, Felton.
Hello, and he does enter on in. Oh, everybody's up.
Hey, with your boss, we're here with, what's his name now?
Timmy.
Cameral, hey.
Felric
Kimmy.
gives you a look, Lou, and says, I advise you never call him Kimmy.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind.
You could
Oh,
call him
oh,
your
I-
cinnamon roll.
Wait,
It
what
works.
cinnamon roll?
We were talking about some Dritz adventures, never mind about that.
I'm pretty sure he throws cinnamon rolls.
Wait, you mean Kunshinabon?
We just got
Cinnamon
past the shard bit when I was telling the kids. No, story, storybook.
Oh, which shard bit?
Sounds a bit like cinnamon roll.
Well, I'm guessing the first one. First one's come up when they just met
Try to figure out.
when they just met that full Wolfgar.
Never mind. Okay, yeah, never mind. And he just kind of waves it off. Anyways, as we had to do the lesson. So, Lou, are you ready?
Oh, I'm piped up. I'm ready to go now.
Let's go. And he starts up for your room.
Have a good night, you two.
Good
See
night.
you guys in the morning.
And he was never heard from.
I'll
again.
assume we'll only see Lou in the morning.
Yes, Felric will let himself out. He knows how to use doors. Shockingly.
Well, no, he says that to embarrass him.
Oh god. Oh, if you actually said that out loud to him, then yes, you suddenly have a very, very flustered looking Felton.
Anyway, every time, it's not even hard.
It's not hard. No,
He's
it's
a
not hard to
sensitive
make him
lad.
flustered.
Alright, I've got a feeling they're not going to be asleep late, so I've got a bit of a story time to do. Like to join me? Or do you want to enjoy the comfort of a bed that does not have dry elves in it?
Sure. I'll come join.
Thank you, because I need help with these pronunciations. We're getting into dwarven territory, so it's going to be some rough syllables.
Woohoo, it is story time.
Can't I believe Bruno tried the old deathbed confession thing.
You say that to the children?
I will have gotten past that part.
Well, I mean, Yeah, isn't that kind of mean? I mean, I'd be worried if my friend said that they were dying just so I would agree to something.
It's definitely a bit mean. Wouldn't I do it myself? However, there's been a few times that Bjorn actually completely gets derailed from Madrid's bit. Talking about the times that Bjorn and him have been so wasted and so wrecked, but they have felt like they are dying and made ridiculous oaths, partly because they were still drunk. And then carried those out.
So yes, you get back to reading the very wonderful book. And oddly enough, Harton, it's you don't get to the dwarven bits, but I mean the words like locked in a share and all the other fancy 10-town names, those are still problematic to a degree.
Alright. He's going to be ready when we get to Icewind Dales.
So yes, you do read on through that lovely, lovely book. You do get to when Caddy Bree starts getting dragged along. And of course, whenever you have tales like this, they're explaining a lot of different details, including, obviously, look at this horrible, horrible weapon this lovely individual is holding. You notice that you have two heads swivel and look over at Nat while they're describing this horrible incident with Caddy Bree as two of her friends are murdered right in front of her face.
Jesus.
Right, I caught that.
And then immediately, two heads swivel at you.
No, you don't. We're not secret keepers here.
And then you see Nat shrug.
Nat, you want to tell me in your own words? The head's open.
He eventually just goes, well, I have a gift that's somewhat similar.
Right, because I mean, I'm reading the description here. It actually sounds a wee bit similar to something
you haven't.
Hmm?
Oh.
No, we've heard about it, haven't we?
No, you have not heard about it. We just talked about it.
Okay.
If you want to do any investigation, actually, because I actually looked into it, so things actually have changed from what I thought of.
Okay.
That would be a history.
All right. Can I get the benefit of Uzana's help here?
Sure thing.
Wow, that was actually very useful. You actually remember back in it was very, very weird. You remember back in Luskin, when you were in the One-Eyed Jacks, there was a rather fancy dressed man that wandered around in, and he had a similar dagger, actually, now that you think of it. Similar description as what you're seeing in the book. And yes, when Nat pulls it out, it does look very similar, except for obviously it doesn't have an actual emerald in it. It's just a glass inset.
That were a gift from some bloke who doesn't really want you to know his name, eh?
She nods.
Oh. Has he been teaching you how to use it?
She shakes her head.
I scrutinize.
He hasn't been teaching her, but you can kind of tell she's not. She answered your question truthfully.
Yeah.
But you think there's more to it.
Just a wee gift, then.
She nods and just says, he thought it would be good if I learned how to use it to protect everybody and myself. He trusts. Well, and he also said he trusts me not to misuse it or accidentally use it on somebody because it's not like I'm squiddly and I wouldn't impulsively do something.
She says.
Yeah, through
in the brain.
Telepathy, yeah.
Yeah. So while Squiddly is there, he has not heard that.
As Harden shifts his eyes to Squiddly. Accidentally, definitely. Certainly not vicious or intentional. He's too good for that. Aye, and I do trust you on that accord, Nat. just, must be awkward for Jenk, Susanna, and Squidly here, because we're just looking at each other in silence. But we're nodding to each other, shaking heads and all. We're having anime conversations. Right. We're going to have to keep reading this and find out where the design came from, I suppose.
Well, all you know right now is it's being carried by a horrible assassin. You don't actually even, the book doesn't even have the name.
Yeah, someone who killed 2 dwarves in cold blood and almost killed Caddy Bree.
And the dagger even has this interesting vampiric property. But you don't know if this dagger has it.
Yeah, we haven't got to that bit yet. That's too early.
Oh no, it's already been mentioned.
Yeah. All we really know is he was chasing Regis, which is a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Yep, and he murdered those dwarves with a vampiric dagger.
Right, well, suppose I might have to advance less of a lesson plan then a wee bit, since you've got one in hand.
She does eventually say, I have been getting lessons.
Have you now?
She nods very sheepishly.
You could have told me.
I didn't think you would approve.
I probably would have grumbled about it. Been a bit annoyed you didn't come to me first or anything like that there, but it's fine. Depending on who it is. Because if it were Garrix, I mean, that's a dangerous thing to try. I would not, just for your own safety, I wouldn't have let you learn the knife on him. He stuck his on his arm, for fuck's sake.
She giggles. And she shakes her head and says, no, my friend told me that I should go to Nadrax for that.
Right then. He's not raised his voice?
He looks puzzled.
I'm asking, like, has he been, like, an angry teacher?
She shakes her head.
Right. Suppose, just to be fair, though, the other two might have to... Well, I'm going to teach him anyway, a bit of self-defense. We'd had a conversation on this not a few days ago as well, that it's... Like, you're only wee wains, and... Better if you just know the run. And you're good at that, lot. You know, you know your...
I know when to run. And just that's for if I can't run.
I know, it's just... Like, my reasoning is... If you've got a knife on you, you know how to use it, or any weapon in hand. Like, now you've elevated in the minds of the bad guys, and the ones that'll chase you and all that there. Now you're a potential danger, instead of just something to hold as, like, value for a ransom, all that sort of thing, or just getting information out of. Now, of course...
No, I have it. And to be fair, a lot of the street urchins have something like a knife or whatever.
I suppose. I mean, I were running around with a battle axe myself at your age, but that was a wee bit different. Well, hey, alright then. Suppose I'm gonna have to interfere with his lesson plan a wee bit and give you all a good bit of training. And you're
She kind of lights up.
And you're gonna have to learn from Mr. Bjorn as well.
Do you say that part out loud?
Not yet, because he's got to tell the rest of them.
She seems a little bit excited and gives a nod.
Aye. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, you two. And the missus. What we were talking about is that...
how to punch.
Turns out Nat's been getting a few extra lessons, including in how to defend herself with a knife. And I think I wasn't on board at first, but not fair to use two to be missing out on a bit of self-defense lessons, because things might get a bit rougher in the days, and I mean, like, if there was that serial killer jumping about and all, and he was targeting kids instead of elves, well, I couldn't live with myself that way, so...
Ridley gets really excited, says, does that mean we can learn how to use a knife?
Now, where'd you guess that from? How'd you clock that?
Well, I mean, we were talking about the knife that Nat has.
I'm joking with you, lad. I'm joking with you, Evan.
Oh.
Just relax. That thing of, how could you possibly guess what I was about to say?
Yeah, he looks befuddled like.
Hey, you're gonna learn from me, you're gonna learn from your Uncle Bjorn, you're gonna learn from your cousin Ulrich. Your Uncle Ulrich, he's too old for it.
That sounds like fun.
Alright, we'll see what you lot are good at, and it's just for defending yourselves. It's not for waving around in town. As he looks at Squidly.
I will.
Not for showing off to your mates.
Okay. I can
Sometime
behave.
I know you can.
Sometime later. Sometime later. Now, excuse me. I'm going to have to go home and beat the shit out of some children so they'll know how to survive. Howdy ho.
Suddenly a lot of kids with bandages and eye patches going around here.
One of them already lives here.
Mm-hmm. Aye. So, we'll see how that goes in the morning and the rest of the days and all that there, so... We'll give you a wee bit of training. It means Nadrax doesn't have to be doing his classes in the private. Which means we can make use of, like, behind the manor. Get some proper test dummies and all put up. Bjorn will relish it, but don't worry, kids. His excitement will actually convey itself well. It'll just sound violent.
Okay. I mean, he's a dwarf, right? That's how that works.
It's a bit of a rough thing to say. Not all dwarves are like that, but he is very dwarfy. As we'll get to, in fact, I think.
Not all dwarves are raging psychopaths.
However, we are reading a book that does involve one of those.
Who literally jumped on top of a dragon, lit himself on fire, and rode it down to the bottom of a canyon.
So that probably means it's going to be story time for Bjorn as well once we get to that part. Tell me about me, king. Well, that's our bit.
Right. Yep. So, Harton, are you going to be mad at Nadrax?
Oh, is this Nat talking to him?
No, this is you. I'm asking you.
Not really. Not in a significant way. But he probably will one day piss in his cereal.
You have been spared, Nadrax.
Alright.
I don't think he was living in fear. He should have been, but I don't think he was.
No, not really.
He's seen what Harton can do to rogues.
To bad rogues.
Yeah, exactly. You're terrible. You've only got 14 AC.
15 now.
Alright, so...
Saloon
Now-
was a terrible rogue. He had a lot of hit points, but it was all his gun, his poison scimitar, a bunch of hit points.
Oh, that's the fucked up thing. His gun was the poison thing.
Yep, his gun was the poison thing, not the scimitar.
That makes sense.
Alright then.
So you all are going to have a very wonderful tenday. For all of the things that you are doing, mostly involving you lot that are teaching people, roll me your intelligences to see how well you're going to be teaching. And Lou, you get to roll 2 of them because you also have to see how much you can learn from poor Felric up there.
So which one's first?
Just one or several?
Just the one. It's going to be just a single roll.
Alright.
Do I get advantage because I'm dealing with food as a halfling?
Well, Lou, I mean, you're not doing so hot teaching Squidly because he gets distracted. But yeah, Felric is a lot better teacher than Saloon ever was.
Oh, so easy.
Because you're able to take breaks and have a conversation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he even
I also
slips
get
in
distracted.
drow words. So, I mean, yeah, you are actually able to sometimes have a conversation, at least in sign, and you can kind of get some words when people are having a conversation.
I'm a prodigy.
But, yes. The
Bjorn,
only thing
go
you
on. Give it intelligence.
see how well you're teaching the children.
Oh boy.
Not bad. Yep, Nadrax, you're doing okay. Uzana, Jinx is taking off. What cantrips were you looking specifically to try to educate him in?
Let's see.
I think your first one was light, didn't you suggest?
I thought so.
Mhm.
If
Light
that is the
and likely prestidigitation afterwards. Something he can have fun with.
by the end of the 10-day, he is able to finally, at least most of the time, cast the light cantrip. For everyone else, yeah, everything. Horik, what were you trying to do again?
Get more recipes for the bar.
He wants to
You
learn the
failed
culinary
that.
landscape of the cheap dives.
Yeah,
And,
you did.
and discover how pizza works.
You failed on both accounts. But everyone else, yeah, you were successful. Well, Barton, you did not do very well.
Well, he got caught up just playing with the kids instead of teaching them.
Yeah, pretty much. You had more fun than anything. But that's worthwhile, is it not?
Yeah.
I'm a failure as a halfling.
Yes. And now, again.
But they did learn from Uncle Bjorn.
Bjorn
Nadrex
started
is
up with the
future's
most
going
important,
well.
with the most important of all dwarven fighter lessons: the 3 Ds: duck, dive, and dodge.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and
Dwarf.
dodge.
Dwarf. It's just 3 ways to spell dwarf. Dwarf, dwarf, and dwarf.
But Horig is a terrible halfling. He's so skinny. He's fit. Where's the pudge? Where's the mounds of fat? He has a neck, unlike Regis.
Where's the natural armor?
My armor's not bad, all right?
So,
I'm an armor class 16.
So I have a question for Lou. When you take your reverie, are you laying down in a bed? Are you sitting, or are you just kind of standing there leaning against the wall?
I'll probably change it up. Maybe do like a handstand this night. You know, sleep
You
upside
cannot
down.
handstand while doing your reverie.
What was that FUD?
Even Jarlaxle doesn't do that, and he's the smarmy little git who stands in a tree sometimes.
And Lou would have set up a hammock, just a nice cozy hammock with a pillow.
Okay. Lou, something very peculiar happens in your reverie. You get a rather peculiar dream. It's like you're looking at a spider web. And it's just kind of chilling there.
Oh, that's never good for a drow. Prefer to Thursday.
My
You
cousin
see-
Ilfrin.
Oh god. But see, in the spider web, you see a fly. It flies
Oh,
over
no.
and it gets stuck in the web,
Oh no.
thrashing. And then, even though it's not really that disturbing of a dream, you wake with a start. You're immediately pulled out of your reverie.
That's fucked up.
I mean, it wasn't that startling. There was nothing really that disturbing, just a spider web and the fly getting thrown into it, but it did wake you up with a start.
I can't imagine I made any mistakes recently.
Now, Lou, I've had Drow in my room before, but you cannot sleep with us if you've had a bad dream. Fuck off.
Please, what about my teddy bear? Just take my teddy bear.
It's got so many legs.
So, yep, that's just that. I assume you're probably going to go back to your reverie.
Yeah, maybe just take a brick walk around the house first and then go back to bed. Yeah.
Okay. Planning on telling anybody about it, or just assuming that was a weird one?
Yeah, if the topic for spiders comes up.
I don't see that good. You see,
Saw this big
fly.
fucking daddy long legs in the cellar when we were dusting.
I saw a spider in my brain.
All right, so
Good morning, I suppose. Lou, what the fuck? Right, I also saw a rat across the alleyways when we were playing about. Did you have one of those in your brain, or was that in your kidney or liver or something?
I keep those in my appendix.
Is that not a bad thing for you lot?
I mean, sometimes they'll.
I mean the spider thing. Let's get back to that bit where you had a spider and just right. In real words, not your own. Explain.
It was just a funny dream about a flying web.
There we go. That's so much better now. I've got context. All right, there was a dream. Okay, continue.
There was actually no spiders.
That's
It's
probably better. I don't know, maybe worse. Don't really do dream readings. And then we just bring it up to the rest of them in casual conversation. Of, can you? That's the thing he fucking blurted out. I've got spiders in my brain. That's what he said to me. He could have said I had a weird dream. No.
That's not good.
Still better than the time that Hatton decided that a particularly large, hairy spider would make for a nice pet.
I've heard a lot about the big hairy ones are usually the more docile because there's what was it, the tarantulas? Hey, like they
As a
can
matter
make.
of fact, Barton, you do remember that one of Zord's captains has a tarantula as a pet. That's coming up in conversation.
I'd put that forth as evidence. It's just that were not the breed we were dealing with at the time, and it were larger and less cooperative, it turned out, once hungry. Mind you, the poison were pretty mild. Well, venom. Hey, it only swole up the hand for a few days.
Aye, and you're bitching about it for 3 weeks at least afterwards.
Aye, well, to be fair, I mean, there was the peeling off of the skin. We're talking about Lou here.
I thought we were talking about spiders.
It's a related topic.
Well.
Apparently, I mean, as far as we know, you lot do have a bit of a connection that way.
They do?
Spiders are a related topic when it comes to dry elves.
Well, I never worried about them.
Really?
They don't really eat the
When did
food
you
stores.
become an expert on? When did you become an expert on? Well,
Yeah,
yeah, for
you're
the ones that keep
not
visiting your
proud.
bed.
All the fucking pillow talk with Jarl Axel.
Does he keep the hat on?
Does Jarrett Axel talk to you about spiders?
Oh, well, we had a little covering of this bit. Remember when we talked to the scholars back down a ways? Like, we actually got a little bit of information on what was going on with it. Didn't know the language, annoyingly. But there's weird bits and pieces, like the women are in showers, the men just don't really have much standing at all. They've
I
got
just
a big
remember
thing
the
about
what-
spiders because of their goddess.
I just remember about the one we met in the library that shat out of web all over the place before a Horig beat her to her waist to the side of Monday.
That too, she also had a wee bit of a spider theme with her clothes.
True.
And Uzana does have the web ring, and you did cross the webs to get into the chapel.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think that dream was just a portent of my death. It'll probably be fine. Let's make some money.
Now,
Can,
some of
we,
those
can we just break down that sentence?
Well, the dream was obviously a portent of my death, and I'm going to die soon, but that's fine. Let's make some money.
Is that a
Okay.
halfling? Is that a halfling attitude?
Question: Who have you set your will to give all your money to? That seems an important thing at this point.
Ooh, I should go see a lawyer. You're right. I mean, the Lawyers Guild.
No, first the Paperwork Guild, then the Legal Defense Guild, then the Loyal Representation Guild.
And then the Quills Guild and the Ink Guild.
Oh fuck, they're at war together. They haven't been able to agree since someone came along with a fucking pen. It was a gnome invention. Luckily, it was 15 feet wide and had a flashlight in it.
So yes, you all. You all have a very wonderful day again. Lou, you have your lessons with Elrect as usual. You go back to your reverie, and everything's fine and dandy. Except for that dream comes back. Except for this time, you see the spider web. You see the fly that was there last night, still stuck in the web, frantically kind of flinging about, trying to free itself from the web. And a second fly joins the first one and gets stuck in the web. And you awake with a start.
This is unfortunate.
Oh no, not my brother.
Maybe I'm the spider. I'm just gonna hope I'm the spider.
Those are some stupid flies.
I mean, most
Yeah.
flies are.
Are you going to bring this up to anybody, Lou.
Yeah, I mean, now it's actually a problem. I'm losing sleep. I need that. Otherwise, I can't stay beautiful.
So, how are you going to bring it up, and to who are you bringing it up to?
There are flies in my brain. To the over breakfast.
Arva, can they stay still for a bit then? Eat your
Oh,
porridge.
they're very still. They're stuck in the cobweb.
Eat your porridge.
Anyway, porridge. Mm.
Same dream.
Well, just a continuation.
Were you thinking a lot about it today? Or, last night?
The Fly Part 2.
It would be cool if Jeff Goldblum was in here. That's right.
Don't have time to talk
Yeah.
about elven actors.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, I'm not actually like getting exhausted or anything.
You're because you're able to go right back to sleep. It's not really a big deal. It's just weird.
I should probably talk to Felric about this.
Actually, that's a good idea. I'm surprised.
Yeah, see? Spiders are giving me extra brain cells.
You've not seen a spider yet, though.
I think I am the spider.
You're probably not the spider.
I'm the spider. I'm a big, tough spider guy.
I don't think you're of a spider. I think it's a really bad thing if you were of a spider.
Oh. I'm definitely not a fly. I mean, there's no way I'm a fly.
You might be the fly.
Shit.
But we'll find
I
out.
can't
With,
do
we'll
flies.
find out from Felton. Aye.
So yes, as expected, you all have a very wonderful day at the bar again. And
Reek.
as usual, after dark and right when things are done, kind of wrapping up.
Oh, hang on. There is
You'll
one.
get an-
There is one thing though. Have to pull across Nadrax for a quick conversation at breakfast.
Ah,
Oh, alright.
Hey, we're just wondering. You've got a bit of being generous here, a bit of a shifty private nature. I was just wondering if you're alright with your name description, general activities being explained in the recounting of the serial killer story. I weren't sure if you want to be identified that clearly. Yeah, exactly. Making that sort of noise, I think I'm on the right track here.
Yeah. I prefer not to show up in any official documents unless I have to.
Alright, I'll just keep it vague then, like I was doing.
Yeah, I mean, you can mention there was some help, but maybe leave out that I'm what I am, then just someone, a concerned citizen. Just call me a concerned citizen, and that shall be.
I'll just keep it vague, aye. No worries. Because I want,
Yeah.
everyone deserves their due credit in taking down Sul and all that there, so... Didn't they want you to think I was doing you out of that? A bit of infamy or a bit of a recognition? Well, I just figured you didn't want your name brought up directly.
Not while I still have some issues to deal with, at least.
There we go. And also, why the fuck did you do that behind my back with Nat?
Well, she just asked me if I could teach her, so I did.
Alright then.
I mean...
As he just starts squeezing more honey onto his porridge in a great mound.
Yeah. I mean...
Far more than he's had in the past few days
handle
of sweet
that.
stuff. Alright. No, I'm fine with it, alright.
Yeah. Thought so.
It's like my baby girl doesn't even talk to me anymore.
She has never talked.
She's talked.
she does talk to him.
Yeah, she's talked to him more than anyone else in her life at this point.
Has she talked to Nathan as well by now, or
She would have talked to Nadrax by now, yes.
yeah?
But she's still talking more to Hart. You two are the only ones she's actually mentally conversed with.
Well, probably done it with Squidly and Jinx at this point.
Yeah, she just uses the hand signs with them.
Alright.
Because that's what they're all used to.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I
yeah,
have a question. Does anyone have any ideas for further food we could get for the bar?
What if we start wrapping things in bacon?
I would not be against it.
As you all ponder the bacon, you continue your day. You have a very wonderful day at the bar.
We spend the
That's the
entire
DM
day
epic.
just bringing up random food implements that we could deal with.
You keep
That's the
trying
D-
new, wonderful, exciting things.
I don't think there's any way we can get past this one, lads. We're gonna have to have a salad.
With bacon.
Yes, that was a given.
But there's just no way we can
Um,
get past it. There's gonna have to be some vegetables and leafy greens. I'm sorry, Bjorn, it's gotta be done.
Are you saying that Harton invented the Cobb salad?
No, not
What?
loud enough.
Yes, that night, you all lock up. You're getting ready to. Most of you are upstairs, and as usual, Felrect knocks on the door in his Felton disguise.
Yeah, of course.
Who's
Apparently-
letting him in?
Fucking the only one who ever answers the door.
Okay, I can get it this time. I got it.
One day I'll invent a machine for that.
You did, but he's protecting your lab.
It's really just a cheery hi, Harton. Do well today?
I believe so, I mean, I think we're winning a little bit in the 5 minutes of fame sort of thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of have to ride things as they go, and then just hope that you gather more attention.
The life of a single man.
He blushes yet again.
Catch
Like, I'll go up and see
him
you."
out every time.
It's
Oh,
like,
aye,
"Look, look,
in case Lee forgets, make sure to ask him about his dreams.
insight.
No, not that way.
His hopes and dreams.
You say his dreams, and he like freezes in place, and you have an inkling for once it's not an embarrassment thing. What about his dreams?
Oh, hang on. Lee!
Yep. That falls down the stairs.
We might be all the agility of a drow.
Ah,
You're
I'm
not the
sticking out the
spider. You're
saloon.
definitely not the spider.
Hello. I have arrived.
Hey, your mate here. You just got a look in you. So, Felric, if you wouldn't mind, have you been having a wee particular sort of imagery at night?
I haven't been having, but last night my reverie was interrupted.
Damn it! I am the fly.
What? Fly? And he pauses and says, was it the web with the fly in it, and then a second fly joined in?
Ah, there was no fly the first night.
No, there was one fly. There was 2 flies the next night.
Well, yeah, the fly. It was introduced the first night.
You've seen no spiders, though. You've just seen the web and flies caught in it.
I thought I was the spider.
You're not the spider.
Ah,
I've got a
Felric
very good
does hold up
feel.
a finger, and he says, I only have seen the second one. I did not see the first fly appear.
now mathematically, what are the chances that we're both flies?
Who's Anna? Well, he asked for the mathematics. He wants to know what his chances are of being a fly, and I know I could say 100%, but I want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly, because it's the only element in the dream. It seems sinister with webbing involved. You're a male drow. I've got a feeling you're the fly.
That seems accurate.
You see, and she knows.
Ah, my chances are not looking good.
Aye.
Felric looks very unnerved, and he does give a little bit of a nod.
Webs are very bad for you lot to have in your dreams, aye?
Well, not necessarily. you
Spider-related
don't see-
images, though, especially being the prey of spiders.
That's not good, but I mean, spider-related imageries, we do get that plenty of times. That's actually not too weird of a thing.
Alright.
But what is a little bit unnerving is the fact that, yes, it did bring me out of reverie, and if he's having the same dream, that is more problematic.
A second night in a row for him. Might be the third one.
Well, I don't think it'll stop.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's a one-off. That'll be preferable.
Should we talk to anybody about this? Jarlaxle? Krebig?
I'll discuss things with Krebig, and then if we can't sort, particularly if it continues on the next night, I might ask
Aye,
for
the-
Laxel.
The fact it's popped up for the two of you would make it a topic worth bringing up.
then Krebig would be the next logical fly.
Yeah, I'll speak with him tomorrow then in that case. Depends, I just don't want to interrupt your access. I have to.
Aye.
Right.
So either.
Anyways, let's put that all out of our minds for now. There's not much we can do about it. Let's get back up to the lessons, I suppose.
Yay, learning!
Don't forget.
You hear that, kids? Yay, learning!
The kids are asleep.
Damn.
We learned how to gut a fish today. While it was
Without a
living and
knife.
writhing. It had thumbs.
Oh dear.
And it called itself the king.
Harton says you don't call them homeless people if they're at the harbor. They become fish.
Oh, God.
That's why you never get the fillets.
Hey Lou, guess what happens tonight?
Everything goes well, and I wake up refreshed.
No, you get the
Beautiful.
same dream, and a third fly walks into view.
Is there any pattern? Or are they just like lining up, or what?
Well, they spell
No,
a
they're
T
just-
right now.
No, that as a matter of fact, it's just kind of haphazardly meandering in. It's just that whenever the fly gets stuck, it stays there. It is definitely in the same positions as last time.
They still moving, or they stop moving when they hit the web?
Oh no, they're still thrashing.
Oh, great!
You've got some fight in you.
You're woken up with a start.
I should go for a walk now that I won't be murdered.
I mean, you're still in a big city. There's every chance you could be murdered.
I'll do it while invisible.
It is the one city where the chance is the lowest compared to the other bunch.
Officially the lowest.
Yeah.
So Lou, what are you going to tell everybody at breakfast?
I'm not the spider.
I had a feeling. See him
I've
flies?
come to terms.
See him flies?
Yeah, I'm an extra one.
So probably gonna hear from Krebig then.
Yeah, we'll see. Probably Sue Fedwick first.
Aye, well, you know what I mean. Like, he'll probably have a
Yeah.
wee chinwag on it.
Yeah.
As you're discussing this at breakfast, you have a knock on the door, and it's Felton.
Oh, I think it came to him last night. Lee, go on, open the door.
Well?
Move it.
Okay.
I'm busy eating.
Well, so am I, but I can do it while walking.
I like to enjoy
I
mine.
assume we're downstairs then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't need to.
you would be downstairs.
Don't need to sling the tokens everywhere, do we?
Not in this case.
I mean, technically, the common room would be where we eat. It's just we like to go
Although-
down to the bar after walking around our house.
She's set up at least a hoist with a bucket for food.
We just need to saw a hole in the floor in Bjorn's room.
What about one of those teleportation runes? Just up and down.
Yeah, what's that, like 500 gold apiece?
For
Well
like a
spent.
10-foot teleportation.
I mean,
I'd say so.
theoretically, if you sawed a hole here in the hall,
Yep.
you could put a ladder directly in behind the bar that would lead directly to the kitchen. Just saying.
Oh, it's tempting.
we should do that. Yeah,
But-
not today though. Let's see what
Not
Fun has
today.
to say.
Yeah, Lou, Felrecht looks very concerned. And yes, I have spoken with Jarlaxle this
Oh.
morning. I assume you got the third dream.
Yeah, you want a sausage?
Sure.
Yeah, good. Dude. Horg just made these. These are great.
He waters it and he sits down with all of you.
Harden is
Jarlaxle-
chuckling into his porridge, trying not to say anything out loud.
Jarlaxle will be looking into the incident personally. He received a similar dream last night.
Oh, and he's very important.
Well, he must be pissed off that he's just another fly.
And I was first.
Well, he's certainly.
No, it just means you got caught first.
Yeah.
The dumbest of them.
True.
Felrek just looks at you and says, "That would imply that I'm the second dumbest."
Well, at least
Well,
you can't do
next
worse
thing-
than me.
Next to Jarlaxle,
Well-
I suppose your boss makes sense in a way.
Well, either way, it's not a good thing when you have 3 separate individuals in the same dream, and particularly not when we're all kind of video conferencing it. Right, it's not
yeah.
easy in video conferencing, but you know, like
If
it's
we're
not good when
zooming.
we're all zooming.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
should,
you know,
you shouldn't
if
be
we're all
sharing.
sharing in the
Aye.
same dream and we're adding people in as it goes, this is a problem because it's probably building to something.
Yeah, it's built into a spider, I would imagine.
Well, I don't want to be eaten
Well, maybe a little
by
bit.
whatever it is.
What?
You have a very confused Felrect right now.
Martin's choking on his drink.
Look,
any
Drow
legs.
have their kings, halfling have their own.
If you don't have that one, I would know. Then he stops and he stumbles because the kids are there.
Probably not there if we're bringing up Gerald Axel directly.
Oh yeah, true.
Or sent him, yeah, go play.
Yeah. Well, it's a case of they were probably out and about immediately.
You could just hear Bjorn yelling in the back, "Now dodge!"
If you can dodge a dagger, you can dodge a dagger. If you can dodge a great sword, you're getting better.
Yeah.
Squiddly,
Well,
you need both those horns, aye? Then you better be quick.
Well, either way, we have some very equipped individuals to deal with things like this, and I have no doubt Jarlaxle will still do it soon enough.
Alright, should I expect any other visitors?
Not that I know of. I mean, Jarlaxle didn't tell me. Of course, I'll be here as usual.
Well, alright. This is, yeah. It'll be fine.
I agree.
Well, you're
now
not
that
doing this alone.
Jarlaxle's... Exactly. At this stage of the game, it's a Dragonheist matter, not just a personal matter. So, thank you for the breakfast. It's quite lovely.
No worries, you're a lot more welcome than the other.
mean,
You
it's
at
not
least come
hard.
during daylight hours.
I mean, you can't do much worse than he wasn't necessarily the most polite individual.
Aye.
Didn't much care for me.
I reckon that Communal one would be a second place in attitude.
I was really trying to be nice.
I heard about that.
I was trying to be nice!
No. Camuriel is not a very talkative individual. Now, he's very, very competent, and he's particularly good at running Dragonheist whenever Jarlaxle is absent, which is right now. He runs most of the day-to-day operations of Dragonheist wherever they're running, particularly Menzo Baron Zone.
Huh.
I never said he wasn't smart, I just said I was more talkative than he was, which I am.
Camuriel only talks when he has things to say.
I don't
And-
have that distinction.
Little of what he says is opinion.
Is that a fact, Lou?
Well, what is a fact?
That's a real nugget of truth you've just dropped here. He'll talk when there's no need to. I haven't noticed.
There are brooks that are less battling than you are.
But right, I suppose I'll be back tonight then. And he gets up. Well, see you all later. And he moves to take his leave.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Of course, everything goes fine. Lou, are you preparing for your nighttime possible television video conference?
Yeah, maybe I'll get a pen and paper out so I can draw charcoal and draw kind of when I wake up to see if I can get it fresh.
All right, that's actually a very productive thing.
Would you object to Nadrax watching him while he sleeps for the 4 hours or something?
Well, can I predict when it's going to happen? Like, what? How long does it take from when I start to when?
Nadrax wants to watch him sleep.
All you know is it happened somewhere in the middle. Both
Okay,
times. Or, yeah,
so,
3
yeah.
times.
So yeah, at least you only have to spend an hour or two, not the whole time.
It's less watching him sleep and more watching him meditate.
Yeah, and specifically, I assume when he wakes up is what you're most interested in.
Yeah, it's gonna be boring as fuck. But
Yeah, Maybe just go for the 2 hours in the middle. It should be fine.
But yeah,
All right.
it
So
might
if
be
y'all,
useful to have someone watch him.
all right. You do watch him. It is successful. You see him wake up with a start. Nothing else happens to him.
Okay.
Lou, the fourth fly has appeared.
I wonder who that is.
So, do you note it down on your sheet of paper?
Yeah, I'll try to just draw the web out, kind of how it was.
And I assume you show Nadrax.
Yeah,
Right.
All right.
this is what I see.
Okay.
Nadrax, I assume you're going to go to bed, probably, right?
Yeah.
You have very wonderful, restful night's sleep for about 4 hours, and you see a very familiar spider web with a fourth fly flying into it and getting stuck in the web.
Oh, lovely.
And you get woken with a start.
Nice. That means I'm the smartest fly.
Father Jalaxel.
Not sure that's how that works. But all right.
You are annoyed, however, that in the symbology, you're just a fly, not a dragonfly.
Zing.
Yeah.
In the morning, Nadrax, are you going to inform everybody of this?
Yeah. That is bad news. I too have flies and spiders in my brain now.
Only flies, you haven't seen a spider yet.
It's contagious.
It's not just a dry elf thing. Okay.
Well, spider webs.
Right.
I'm not going to show anybody else the drawing, just in case.
It's probably
I
not.
hope that wasn't what did it.
Not unless Natrax has for all this time been a drow in disguise.
He's got
Could
the
be,
right
actually.
coloration, and he is a bit pointy in places.
It was Jarlaxle all along.
There's one way to test it out. Blue. Vomit. Vomit in this bowl.
Not in the fucking butt. Come on.
Can he do this?
Can he pretend to? Can he convince you that he can?
I mean,
Oh, go. Oh.
I could use some illusions, perhaps.
This is fucking breakfast time. Come on.
You're cleaning that up.
Get out, the pair of you dirty bastards. Get out. Move.
It's eating through the fucking floor.
The floor is no longer there.
Oh, that's how we got the hole. We can put a ladder in now.
Oh, God.
Let's go to the ladder guild.
I'm so glad my children are much more well behaved.
So, Lou,
You
are you
keep
going
that
to
up,
tell?
and you're making breakfast tomorrow.
Lou, are you going to tell Felton when he shows up about the new addition to your group?
I want to double check with Nadrax if he's cool if I tell it's him. Is that good?
He knows who he is.
Yeah. I mean, I assume the first spider was the spooky shadow guy. The one that was way too serious.
You haven't seen a spider yet.
You have not seen a spider. The only thing you've seen is Lou got clued in for the first fly.
Yeah.
Delrectus fly 2. Jarlaxle's fly 3.
Oh, right.
Or fly 4.
Right. I miscounted. Never mind.
Can't go in for my buddy, Superfly Lou.
Don't encourage him.
Have you
So
thought of
maybe-
going
I don't
to a
need
temple?
encouragement.
Maybe you've got a wee bit of a curse lingering on you.
You were a bit quiet, Rena?
For Lou's question, were you all right with him informing Felton that
Yeah.
you are also afflicted?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep everybody informed then. You want you want to meet with Felton for a few minutes, Nadrax? Just talk to him on your own.
Don't see the point really, given that it was just the same dream as you had.
All right. Well, if later anything
Sure.
comes up, we can let you know.
Well, he's going to give us a morning visit.
Yeah, I
Very
guess it makes sense if he would inform me as well, if there was any news on the matter. But otherwise, I don't. I think you can inform him in my place as well.
Okay. At least for tonight, we'll just get that done then.
Yeah.
As
Wait,
expected.
Felton is supposed to come here
Well,
after.
he comes every night.
Yeah, for lessons.
Yeah, he doesn't usually come in the morning.
Just this morning.
Wouldn't that be during the time I'm asleep? Because I would sleep after.
No, he only came the one morning when he came after he had spoke with Jarlaxle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Otherwise, he
And
just comes at night.
all right. Well, yeah, if he's awake, if he is awake, then I would be there at least in the beginning before the lessons start.
Like
yeah.
debrief.
As expected. Unless, are you guys going to try to pursue anything else, or are you just trusting Jarlaxle to try to handle it?
Well, I mean, Harton gives
I
a
don't
suggestion, maybe run down to the
Well.
local temple, see if you're cursed.
Good idea. Can Usana cast detect magic or anything like that?
Yes.
Can you
Yeah.
cast that on us? Check
Yeah, maybe
out.
also maybe Saloon's items that we picked up.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Felton doesn't have
I
any of
can-
that.
Or does it seem like some sort of a magical effect, given that I do have some aptitude with magic?
Well, we'll just have her cast Detect Magic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On Lou, obviously his harmonica is magical. The boots are magical. That he got from Saloon.
I got the studded leather from Saloon.
But that's not magic. It's just
Oh.
said leather. But yeah, so the boots are magical. But I mean, they're also boots of elven kind, so that's kind of expected. You'd have to do an identify to see if it has anything else on.
I have identify as well.
In which case, it is boots of elven kind, and it doesn't seem to have any sort of curse attached to it whatsoever.
There's nothing like an evil little mini silhouette of Saloon clinging to their backs. Or a spectral spider just pinned to their face.
Nothing out of ordinary, nothing seems wrong. It just seems that, whatever this is, like, give me an arcana. Any of you who are puzzling this over that would be able to think about it, give me an arcana.
24.
Uzana, this seems more like
Less.
no, this is for you, Uzana. Well, Harton, you might get a little bit of idea.
Yeah.
Harton, it seems almost kind of like something that Nat's sending messages to inform brains. Uzana and Nadrax, it's same kind of thing where you're thinking this is probably some sort of deliberately beamed message. It looks like this is a magical effect of some kind. And as individuals are being pulled into whatever's going on, they're being added to the dream sequence. Now, what it's building up to? No idea, but it's clearly building up to something. You're not sure if they're actively doing it or if whatever it is has already been done and it's just taking time to build up the magical energies, but something is going on. And it's progressing.
Mm.
Not ideal.
No.
Well, it's very possible more of the party gets involved, so let's all keep on the same page about this.
I just don't get too shattered for the performance.
Someone say performance? Ooh. Ah!
But
I'm a
Why not?
storyteller, you don't have to be in tune for that.
There we go.
does he have this as a no? He doesn't. So is that what it is? I think he beat y'all.
Well, he's a show off. Of course he did. We're perfectly reasonable people.
But Lou, as expected, Felton does come back. And Nadrax, you get to tell Felrecht about the wonderful, wonderful addition to your new party. It's a very exclusive club.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Hello there. Spider number 2.
Hello
the
there.
club.
Oh. Well, now we know it's not just breaking the earth.
Yeah, and for the record, I don't know
Yeah.
if this is related, but I showed him a picture of the web that I made. I don't know if that's related, but
Well, can I see it? Just verify that we're all seeing the same thing.
yeah.
And yeah, he thinks about it for a second. Yes, this is the correct one. So it is an identical web for each of us. Fantastic. I'll have to be updating Jarlaxle.
Yes. And I would appreciate if any news of the matter would also reach my ears.
Of course. That does change things up a bit, because I assumed it might have been more targeted for Reagan Dierth only.
Yeah. For this elf sleep thing you have.
Yes, it was only affecting people with reverie, and this time now it's affecting a Dragon Ball with sleep. Well then. Oh boy.
We should all do a brunch later as like a group.
Well, getting Jarlaxle to sit down for 5 minutes is a little difficult.
It could be a quick brunch.
I can't promise anything. Particularly as right now he actually is having to do work.
You could never promise a quick meal with Jarlaxle.
It depends on who else he's dining with.
I am wondering if the cinnamon roll is gonna be the next fly, though.
Fucking real? We'll find out. If we find out who the next fly is, I'll certainly keep you posted. If you all find out, do you have Paper Bird?
What?
Paper Bird. It's
I have the paper bird. Yeah.
Okay, you have the Paper Bird.
Gaddix has the paper bird, or has a paper bird. I remember putting that in my inventory.
Yeah, it's a sheet of paper that if you write down a message on it, you can send it.
Yeah.
So Lou, you know that Gaddix has the Paper Birds.
Yeah, I had. Yeah,
Right.
Gaddix.
I mean, before this, I would have bet the connection between of those were your Dragon the Earth organization. Now we have to consider other things that
Correct.
might not be the cause of it.
If you all do hear something, shoot me a Paper Bird. If not, if we find out, then I will come by and announce whatever we've learned, as usual.
All right.
So
Sounds good.
I'm hoping whatever this is takes a little bit more time. Anything we can do to preferably stop it before it continues building up. It's clearly building for something.
Yes.
Is Lou
Water-
infectious?
Yes, but not with this.
We'll have to find
Are
out.
you sure?
And people
Particularly-
are
Our
hanging around
system
right
at
by.
night have been catching it.
Well, see, the funny thing is, this night, Lou, Nadrax, you both see the 5th fly get added.
Yeah.
None of the rest of you get added to the edition. You don't receive any update until Felric comes back later that day. And Lou, he does inform you that Kribbig has been added to the very exclusive club.
That is cinnamon roll.
No.
No, that Cinnamon Rolls Camurio.
Okay.
Kribbig was the one that you snuck
walked
up on the
to.
roof and tapped. Yeah.
Right.
Second lieutenant, yeah.
The other lieutenant.
Yeah.
So now we have 4 Bregan the Earth members and a Dragonborn.
And they all walk into a bar.
Yes, you do. You own one. Except for Kribbig does not show up. It's only.
And the order of a champagne, right? You're actually going to put gold down here.
Brief question: can you type the cinnamon roll's actual name in the chat?
Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me copy paste that motherfucker. Way too many goddamn words here.
Yes, the names in this module are great.
Oh no, this
Brilliant.
is not this module. I had to add Camuriel in because of the one thing. There we go. That's Camuriel.
Obla-dee, obla-da, let's call the whole thing off.
Camuriel Oblora.
Oh, blowdra.
I shall add the note to him: psychic cinnamon roll.
So yes, you all again have a wonderful night. You see the 6th fly get added. Tartan, you have a very wonderful night, except for you get woke up halfway through as your fly gets caught in the web.
Well, hang on. Uzana talked about the theory that this could have been a mental projection put in, and I do have some knowledge that these can be fought off. Can I tell it mentally to get fucked?
Give it a whirl.
With what?
I
mean, I can yell out to it. I don't think Uzana would appreciate. But I tell it to get the fuck out of my head.
So while you're having your dream, you start seeing it. Give me a wisdom roll.
Wisdom roll or save?
Let's go with a roll.
Okay.
Because you're trying to make an attack.
Whoa!
You mentally tell it to get fucked, and it doesn't do anything as the dream continues.
It's not just...
And you wake up with a start.
Well, that's a bollocks. It's not a nice thing to be lumped in with that crowd.
Jarlaxle's offended.
I'm a good guy.
But it's mainly him. It's mainly him.
She's laying next to you in the bed.
Yeah,
I had a bad dream.
It was on it. Your husband just randomly shoots up in bed.
That's
Like,
not
whoa!
unusual.
Well, is it abnormal for you to go blah?
Yeah, to make a quiet noise like that, yes. I got the web dream as well.
Is it any different?
I don't know what they had described now, just more flies, and I guess that one. So, I wonder if there's some sort of vengeful ritual that drow spirits get up to. Because the only thing linking us all together would be that cunt saloon.
We can always go and.
Well, we don't know if there's a... Oh, right. I'm not here.
You're definitely not here. We have been taking precautions to make sure there's only 2 people in this room at a time.
Yeah.
The globe of darkness in the corner winks out.
No, he was the one we'd probably have to talk to about this.
Hey, I'll get yourself to bed. I'm gonna have a wee walk around and rejoin you a bit.
All right. Hope you have less spider dreams.
I do too. I prefer dreams about you. It's nice to have a proper girl in me dreams back in there, instead of that creepy fucker.
I'm gonna have to put a lock on your dreams.
Ask me, woman. I do not mind in that. Let's hopefully if it's one we get shot of now, it's a bigger issue. Right, you sleep. I'll try to be quiet when I get back in.
Thank you.
And of course I bring it up in breakfast.
So, Lou, Nadrax, you're no longer alone.
Let's do shots for breakfast. With just the 3 of us.
So,
So are
Well,
you going to
we have the 3 other drows.
follow the instructions and send a paper bird?
I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, I'll let Gaddix know. just send, hey, I don't know, Harton's got it, I guess. Be cryptic enough.
That you sound so sure of yourself there, buddy.
I'm professional.
I've definitely got a feeling that it's due to that saloon cunt.
Didn't we kill him?
Aye, but vengeful spirits are not uncommon. Or lingering spirits, or possibly family members who commune with the dead.
Well, we like some like
No.
lingering spirits, like Leaf. Hey, Leaf, yeah, shout out.
Nadrax, again, give me a history roll.
Okay.
You still have that nagging thought in your head.
Oh,
God damn it, I
Well,
suck.
And
no,
what,
it's
what,
on
what
the
if
tip
Leaf's
of your
playing some
tongue.
music? Gives him inspiration. Would that help?
It's on the tip of your tongue, but you don't know what it is.
Well, Lou's saying, can you give him inspiration?
Oh, sure. But
Yeah,
that's
after
still
I-
not going to help you. Well, no. Yeah, roll it and see what it does, because it won't help. Oh,
A D6. 14.
yeah. So, Nadrax, you know, for some changes, you've heard the name Zabrindas before. And that's not a good thing considering where you've been running circles.
The what name?
Saloon's last name was Saloon Zabrindas. And you know somewhere you've heard that name Zabrindas before, and not in relation to Saloon.
Okay.
Sometime in your time in Skullport. You're not necessarily
Okay.
sure what it's about, but you do definitely remember hearing that name floating around in the Xanathar's group.
I shall share that with the group. Well, I do get a feeling Saloon might have had some relatives. I do faintly remember having heard his last name before. But elsewhere.
Well,
Down there.
We should probably stick that in a note then, off that goes.
Yeah. I wonder, could they have heard that he died?
Obviously, aye. Because don't forget, they did it pretty quickly, out of sight, which means it spread like fucking wildfire.
Yeah, I'm thinking we could ask the Harpers if they know anything. I mean, they were the ones who got me out of there. They do have contacts.
it's better than just sitting around here and waiting for the whatever is going to be adding of flies to the net.
You'll probably be next, actually.
Nah.
Mm.
If anything,
Maybe-
you're probably more likely to be a wife. That's the only interest I would.
Nah,
I would be
she
in the
didn't
net.
do nothing to him. You carved them up.
I mean, do we want to get the Harpers involved?
Discuss him a little bit.
I mean, I
That's
would
true. You
like
didn't really
to
put your
make-
back into it. It was a bit embarrassing, to be honest.
I mean, he was basically already on the ground.
All
Being
that
forced to
paranoia, you
grovel.
barely connected whatsoever. Me, I got a good
Ah.
fistful of the back of his head with that inflict wounds.
Hey, Nadrax.
Yes.
Let me think. What's a fucking good roll for common sense?
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Give me a wisdom. Nadrax,
17.
it occurs to you that you're dealing with Bragan Dierth, and the Harpers and Bragan Dierth might not get along very well, and it might be hard to tell this story without.
Oh no, I wasn't
Looping-
going to try. I wasn't going to tell a story. I was just going to make completely unrelated inquiries about the surname. If they know anyone of Saloon's last name down there in Skullport, if there are any dangerous people in that regard.
All right, then that's
Not sharing
good.
any
That's-
details. Just
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, if that's what you're doing, then yeah, that's fine.
yeah, that was the plan from the start.
Okay. So yes, Or were you going to send a message or going to go see somebody in person?
I would go to Mert's villa to see if he's there, to ask him personally.
Roll a d100.
It could be at one of his many meals.
He's not in.
Okay.
He's not in.
I suppose I could wait a bit longer, an hour or two.
He does not show up in an hour or two.
All right.
It's just like one of the D&D video games. I want to take this option. That option does not exist. But you said it would. It does not exist right now. Go a different event
The
flag.
path is blocked.
I wish I could tell you the exact percentage of Mert being in. There is an exact percentage.
Something like 2%?
Oh no, it's higher than that, barely.
5%?
I can't tell you. But the point is, yeah, Mert is not in.
Yeah.
Go just write it down, stick it in his letter slot. That is apparently a completely secure way of transferring information.
Yeah. Actually, no.
There is whatever Harper you know.
There's also the horse we could talk to, but I don't think she would know much.
No, the string plucker.
Right.
The bard in the yawning portal, yeah. He's probably your second best bard.
Yeah, that would be in the yawning portal, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, let's try that next then.
Good old 3 strings is there, plucking away, as expected, and does give you a hearty little wave as you enter.
Yes, I wave back. Does it seem like he can be coerced to some quiet spots to inquire some?
Probably. It probably wouldn't be hard at all if you at least wait for him to finish the song.
For one thing, he's a bard.
Yeah, I'll wait for that.
So once he finishes, yeah, he'd be happy to go off and have a conversation with you.
Can you type the last name for me out, please? I
Yeah,
just
let me
typed out Saloon. And
yeah, let me copy paste. Where did I put Saloon? There we go. Because I sure as shit am not gonna be typing that out again.
yeah. Yeah. No wonder I don't remember that name.
Well, and to be fair, he didn't introduce himself like that way. It was Gerlax.
Yeah.
But,
All right.
So you're gonna ask him to look into possible Zabrindas's in
Yeah.
Skullport.
Inquire if he has any knowledge about someone called Xibrindas in Waterdeep or in Skullport in general. Someone relevant, probably a drow.
He does point out. Do you mean the assassin that you all captured?
No. Someone else.
Is this related?
I don't know. It's just I've heard some rumors about the last name, and I was wondering if he might have relatives that would be out for vengeance or something. Yeah.
So in Skullport,
Just worries. General worries. Nothing.
Nothing concrete.
Nothing that's actually happened yet, but I did remember I heard the name before.
Was it in your former occupation?
Yes.
All right. I will send it up the chain, and it should be able to reach down to the appropriate individuals. I'm not sure when we can get. I'm not sure. It mostly depends on how long it takes for news to get in and out of Skullport. That's assuming that it's not known.
So, minimum time.
I mean, theoretically, if somebody up here knows, it could be just as simple as a day, or if it could be longer. I mean,
All right, minimum a
5,
day. Then.
6. Yeah.
All right. Just to get any idea how long it could take. Because out of character, I don't know how well the information would travel.
Mainly, the problem is getting a hold of people. It's a giant game of phone tag because the Harpers are actually not centralized.
Yeah.
So you're effectively having different individuals having to contact other individuals who might know, and it's very easy to miss people. And
Yeah.
so,
But as I mentioned, I would like to know if there are any other relatives of the elf murderer that me and my friends should be worried about.
all right. If I find anything, we'll be sure to let you know.
Thank you.
He gives a little nod and moves to go back to playing.
Alrighty. And with that, I shall actually. Are there any other things that could use my attention? I still owe you guys. After all.
Not that I can really think of. No, not particularly. I mean, you're one of us now. You don't owe us anything.
We got you to talk to a horse. That was invaluable.
Right now, we don't have any. I mean, Mert would be the one to tell you if there's any sort of missions going on. But
All right.
if somebody needs you, we'll reach out.
All right. Just wanted to make sure.
No
I
issue.
don't like owing debts.
You don't owe him. And with that, he goes back to playing.
All right. And I shall head back to the group.
So, of course, you have your wonderful tavern, and Felrek comes. Are you going to be asking the Zibrindas question to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
All of you who are in the conversation with Felrek when he's asked that, give me an insight.
I mean, I think by now I've got the read of him.
In other topics, I had a great idea for marketing, guys.
Lou, Hurton. You see he is immediately uncomfortable. And after a long moment, he says, I don't think that'll be an issue.
Well, you know more than us, I guess.
Okay, how so?
I think
Well,
we
you
can guess
forget.
a wee bit.
You forget he's drow. Familial loyalties aren't as much of a thing. The House Zibrindas doesn't exist anymore. Jarlaxle picked Saloon out from the remainder. And if he has any siblings, the same sibling will have been picked out in much the same way. And there is very little likely of a loyalty between the two.
Well, there goes a possible lead. That's a bit of bollocks.
Yeah, but there are some of them left.
I will
know
ask.
that for a fact.
I'll ask Jarlaxle if that's a possibility that we should be concerned about, but I don't think that a familial link is going to be a factor in this equation.
Well, you've been
And
asking in other
Harton-
directions.
Well, actually, yeah, Harton, you can tell that he's dancing around something. He knows more than what he's saying. Lou, you get the very strong suspicion. I mean, you're talking with Felrek a lot. You have a strong suspicion that Saloon does have family somewhere. And for whatever reason, Felrek does not think it's going to be an issue.
Well, if they actually show up on the shore, then we should be concerned, I guess.
He looks more uncomfortable, Lou.
So,
Are they here?
any insight from your boss?
Well, from what we assume, see, the thing is, he's had similar things happen, but not like this, and usually they're more talkative.
I tried to connect with it last night. I just tell it to piss off. Didn't it work though? So it's not a two-way connection there. It's just an image.
Best we can tell is it's a ritual of some kind. The problem is we don't know what kind of ritual, and we don't necessarily know what it's trying to build up to. Unfortunately, all we've got are dreams. I mean, whatever it is bringing us into the equation, so we are involved. I would assume that means we're the target with whatever they're trying to do, but I don't know.
Considering those picked out so far, I would say it's to do with him. I just don't know to what level.
I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, again, I'm wondering how.
And who?
And more specifically, I mean, Jarlaxle is very concerned that he has become involved simply because usually he can't get things sent into his mind without permission.
As a case of like, who'd be supporting them considering he was one of your lot in the first place?
Correct. I'm not sure at all. This is a bit abnormal. But we do have at least 3 very good wizards working on it right here. I do know Jarlaxle has updated Camoriel, I think, at this stage. So we do have some very good lines on it. It's just we don't have anything to go off of.
A bit of a bugger to be getting this nightly, though.
This is mildly annoying to have my reverie continually interrupted. I even tried sleeping a little bit lighter tonight, and it did not help the situation. It still was interrupted, just the same.
It's a great opportunity to get a snack.
And I'm usually not up for eating after that.
I'm not up for having more invasions in my dreams. I had a bunch of it before. It was a pain in the arse.
Oh?
Succubus tried to worm her way in.
Oh. Glad that's not happened to me.
She was doing it in disguise, though, trying to be a maiden who was, preaching about destiny and come to me and all that there sort of thing. Like more of a adventuring sort than a lustful one.
Oh, right.
Boring.
Well, I'm a married man, so I was glad of that. Wish she'd, on the bright side, I got her the fuck right off. Sort of.
You got her off?
No. Maybe I just gave her a good pounding. I was merely better watching.
I just went to sip my soda, and I almost spit it over my fucking keyboard. But so yes, are you all ready for a wonderful night?
Hey, here we go again.
You see 6 spiders in the web, and you see a spider crawl out onto the web and slowly wrap every single one of your flies. And then, as expected, you awake with a start.
I had to run down and tell Harton. I told you I wasn't the spider.
Dad.
Alright, let's get you an orange juice, come on.
Okay, Uzana.
I want chocolate milk.
Uzana, Harton wakes up with a start, and the next thing you know, you have a drow running into your room saying, see, I wasn't the spider.
And he wants chocolate milk.
Would she be surprised at this point? I mean, honestly.
Oh yeah, a drow entering through the door.
We all woke up at the same time?
If you were all sleeping at the same time, you woke up about at the same time, yeah.
Alright.
I'd probably tap on Nadrix's door on the way down.
You got all your fingers, all your toes, no issue remembering talking.
Yeah. We shall declare the married couple's bedroom the new meeting room then.
Get the fuck out! As he picks up his warhammer right beside the bed.
Let's set up a table right here in this corner. You see, but cloth on it would be great.
You forget that's the corner that Jarlaxle uses to teleport in.
It'd be funny if he had to come in at our table and crawl out.
Fucking out. I miss my wee home in Red Shale. The only ones who came in uninterrupted just went to our kitchen instead. I think it's about to come to a head though, love. The spider's descending about to stick its fangs in.
You might be worried about that, Ben.
Yeah, well, it's a weird wee message. But aye, we got bound up. And now I'm gonna go calm down, Lou. Sorry for interrupting you again, love.
Oh, it's alright.
I mean, was he just standing in the doorway looking at her? He's already good enough for a bit of chatter. I mean, he's got Nadrex with him too. Don't really need the
On
extra
bright
company, I
side, no one else
suppose.
is involved anymore.
Hmm?
On the bright side, no one else is involved. So
Well, no. At this point, he's just thinking, rationalizing. I mean, Lou's got Nadrex for company. They can talk it out.
And Lou walks by with a baguette upstairs.
That bed's still warm for various reasons. Now I'll go give him a wee calming down. Leave him a bit. Just chatter. You know, bring up a story or two.
You know, we really need pimento cheese.
I mean, there's
Oh.
yeah.
You're all having your very lovely chatter. I assume you all go to sleep, yes?
Yep. And next
Alright,
time
so you
you
wake
two fucking knock.
So you all wake up, you start your morning routine. Everybody, please move your tokens to where they actually are residing.
Morning.
We're eating in the common room or in the bar.
We always eat in the bar for some reason.
It's
Yeah,
towards
that
the
makes sense.
kitchen.
The kitchen's there, yeah.
There's no reason for letting Horik just be alone downstairs making breakfast every morning. Like, at least have the decency to at least have be some part of the company in the morning.
Lou's just leaning over, trying to look into the kitchen. His work's cooking. Just watching, waiting.
Yeah.
And-
Nadrex is gonna lean in the corner. Kind of tired now, given his sleep has been cut short the last few days.
And Uzana, where are you at this morning?
I'm going to go join everyone downstairs and have breakfast.
Okay. Well, you're all having a wonderful breakfast. You slightly discombobulated. I'm sure you all are talking about how now all your spiders have been wrapped up. Some of you are probably very relieved to find out you won't be wrapped up.
He's spinning a bit more of honey onto the porridge this time. A blob of blueberries, it's just becoming a mound.
Spiders in the brain, man.
As you're having this discussion, the windows of your tavern rattle as the roar of an explosion fills Troll Skull Alley. You can see the literal flames outside of your front door.
Oh,
As the flames reside, you can look out and see the charred bodies, and you hear some anguished screams fly through the air. A thick cloud of acrid smoke billows outward from the blast, which is, yes, right outside your door.
Hey, rush out.
let's go heal some people.
Yeah, I go to
I
the,
don't think there's gonna be a whole lot to heal.
Well, we
Oh,
gotta try.
head to the window.
But
Well, one
See
thing I
what
can do is immediately kick in with create or destroy water. In this case, I'll cast it second level.
Well, as you go out, you actually notice that there doesn't actually seem to be flames going on right
When
now.
I do not do that, I get back that spell slot.
Yep. Whatever the fiery explosion is has, well, it singed individuals, and not just a few, but several individuals. It doesn't actually seem to have created lingering spiders. You see actually 11
I wouldn't
different
expect an
bodies on the
explosion to
ground.
create lingering spiders. That's a terrifying prospect.
Oh my god.
Holy
No longer
fucking hell.
fireball. Spider ball.
Campaign is
Lingering
fucked.
fires! Lingering fires! My
Everything
mind's on spiders. We were just talking about spiders.
That's a horrific prospect.
I think you also called the flies spiders at one point.
Yeah, she did.
The
There's
worst part about it,
six spiders in the web and a spider approaches.
the worst thing about everything, of course, when you're a firefighter is knowing that once you douse the fires, it's all this the exterminator that has to take care of the spiders lingering from the flames.
It's actually a racket for the extermination company.
But yet, not only was the explosion loud enough, it actually shattered a couple of the windows in the houses nearby. Yours seems to be intact, but Fala's greenhouse, you actually see her leaning out, looking down, as one of her windows is actually absolutely shattered, and they're looking down at the whole devastation mouth agape. You see, right up front, actually, if anybody who's looking around, give me an investigation so I can tell you what's going on.
I am busy looking on the wounded.
It would be, if you're looking, perception or investigation.
Yay.
Yeah, there will be perception instead. There will be plus
Okay, yeah.
3 though, so it's just 10.
They're both even.
Yeah, sure, I'll click it
Yeah.
since everyone's doing
Oh,
it.
right.
Hey, too
Due
busy on the
to,
wound.
let me see, how many of you there? All right, yeah. Due to Nadrax, Uzana, and Lou, you all are actually relatively quickly able to identify what's going on. There are 11 dead bodies on the ground. Right up close by your door, about maybe, 10 foot away, is the body of a gnome wearing a burned cloak and clutching a dagger. There is one elderly female human. You don't know anything about her. You've never seen her. You can't identify her. Same with the gnome. You've never seen this gnome before in your life. You see 2 cloaked male humans clad in leather armor with sheathed long swords. Relatively, you say maybe 10 or so feet away from where the gnome is laying. You see 2 female humans and 1 male half-elf dressed in plain clothes. And you also see 2 female halflings and 2 male halflings who were caught up in the explosion. And you have to know that these 4 were, the female halflings were playing a flute and a fiddle, and the male halflings were dancing outside to the music. With your wonderful perception checks, you were able to find, as you really, you had to do it quickly. One of the dead male humans with the cloaks, he has a tattoo of a winged snake on his right forearm. And the dead gnome has dry waste on his boots and cloak, suggesting he has spent time in the sewers recently. He also has a pouch containing 5 gemstones worth about 100 gold each.
Ooh.
And here I am thinking, why are we going through people's pouches at this point? Now I know.
I mean, if you don't want to check that, you don't have to, but I will point out to anybody, if you nick that, that is technically theft, and people are looking around right now.
I mean, if we're really good, nobody will notice.
That's correct.
I could literally turn invisible.
In front of people, in the middle. And then they watch that pouch rise off the ground, empty itself out into an invisible pouch, and then get tossed away.
At this stage, Fala has come down out of their home. They're kind of looking about a little bit. There also seem to be a couple other people who have at least seen something. Who wants to go try to ask some questions and see if anybody's spotted anything?
There's no one land-bound injured or anything?
No, not really injured. It's just everybody that has been hit is dead.
Then I'll go hassle the people who might have
Yeah.
seen something.
And Lewis sidled up to some of them too, just try to gossip.
Well,
Okay.
Bjorn, because he saw jack shit, is just going over to the to the dead people, just kind of looking them over to see what you just described, essentially.
Mhm.
So that's why basically what he's doing, trying to figure out more.
All right. So, Harton, you see there's a 12-year-old boy, and he is mildly hysteric. He watched those halflings. You'd actually seen him around a little bit. Named Martin Trek. Those halflings were his friends, and he just saw his friends burned to death.
Oh God.
Pretty nasty.
All he knows is 1 minute everything's fine, the next second is a fiery death explosion. And he does say something of interest. He says, right after the explosion, I ducked behind a rain barrel, and then I heard a plop, and I found this in the barrel. And he pulls out a necklace with a couple of like red beads and a broken clasp on the necklace.
Okay.
So now if you pass me that, lad?
Well, I would mean I was was hoping that I could keep up.
That's a little dangerous from what I'm guessing it could be.
Give him either a persuasion or intimidation. Up to you.
Fucking give me it now! Nah, I just say, lad, that's not a toy or we give has something very dangerous. It might in fact cause what just happened there.
He suddenly looks very sheepish and passes it over.
I mean, if it turns out to be fine, he'll pass it back. It's just, I don't think it is. I think this is something that's very nasty.
Yeah,
Now,
might be explosive.
did you see anyone about?
No, I just saw the flames. And then I hid.
Aye. Awful. You alright there? You don't look as if you're injured or singed or anything there. You best get to your man,
Right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Just
And he kind of shuffles off.
fucking hell. Wayne shouldn't be saying that.
So, who was going to go have a chat with Fala?
I guess I could talk to Fala.
They kind of
Hey.
give you a little bit of a wave.
Hey, one window at all those, not too bad, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the second floor and I was just watering some plants and the blast blew out that window and I'm lucky I wasn't injured. It's a bit. That was a fireball.
It seemed like something like it. There were spiders, though, I heard.
Fuck off.
People are dead. Now's the perfect time for jokes. Yes.
But well, I did see something interesting when I was up there looking down.
Yeah, anybody running around or anything? What'd you see?
Yes, I did. Through the smoke, I saw a cloaked man take something from the body of that gnome there, and he started limping away. It looked like he was badly burned, and he was, he looked nervous, like he thought somebody might be following him, and he ran on down past the bent nail, and I didn't see him past that. I will actually switch us over to the Trollskull Alley so that we can point it out. Zord is not there right now. There we go.
He's just there in our
But yeah,
house.
this happened out front your door. And they saw this person go down this way and down past where you see Tally's shop over there.
Well, you best let the guards know when they get here.
Alternatively,
we can go look for him.
you could inform
Yes.
us.
Yeah, I'll call the party over and say, hey, there's a lead. Follow, do you think he was in the fireball?
Oh yes, he was definitely burned.
And he just took it to the face?
He wasn't dead, but he looked to be severely injured and burned.
He's a tough
yeah,
one then.
Apparently, yeah, he took something off of the gnome and then booked it, I guess, as fast as he could.
This way,
Wh-
aye.
Which gnome? Yeah, just straight to past Tallies.
Yep. While Lou was having this conversation, was anybody else investigating and talking with people?
Beyond the looking around.
Like, if somebody looked like they had information, would you have been trying to seek something out?
I guess Bjorn would just anyone who was like in the nearby vicinity of the outside the street.
Horror
You do
would be,
notice.
Horror could be just helping out people, just attending any injuries of medicine.
You do notice a woman over here, and she is very animated about the situation.
I don't know, is it the same lady that the?
No, you do not recognize this lady, but
Oh, thank God.
do you walk up and introduce yourself and ask her what's going on?
Yeah.
Jezrin Hornraven.
Bjorn Janssen. That live in the taverns over there. Did you see what happened?
I did. That thing hurled something from the rooftop, and then it just made the explosion.
Oh no, hang on, that thing. Can you describe it in more detail?
It wasn't a man. It was like a puppet shaped like a man, a puppet without strings. It was on the rooftops. It hurled something down into the crowd, and oh God, I saw those halflings burned alive. I saw them.
You say puppet? Could it look like a scarecrow?
No, it was no, it wasn't all strawy. It was like a person, and she gives you a rough kind of breakdown. It's very, very thin. I don't think either of you would have really. Yeah, neither of you two would get the. No, I don't think either of you would recognize it. But she does give you a relatively full account of what she thinks it looks like. But it was from a distance, so it was a bit hard to spot. But very thin, and yet it moved like a puppet, but wasn't a puppet. So then, of course, you get the news about the bent nail over this way. Are you going to inform anybody else of this? And I assume, is everybody else out looking like Gaddix?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I suppose we're
Martin and
looking.
Nadrax are continuing their theme of pursuing a hooded man through the streets and probably gonna fucking pop a bit stitch or something.
Yeah, Lou's
Well,
just gonna
this one
comfort
is-
Shala.
This time, this person has already eaten a fireball, so
So yeah, you guys do wander around. You don't see anybody. You don't really see any trails. Bjorn, Horik, are you informing the rest of them that have not ran down what's going on?
Yeah.
Yes, Uzana might actually know what that thing is.
Yeah,
So-
I'll go and inform. I'll go inform Lou.
All right. Are we gonna run
Lou?
after? Yeah.
Give me a. Actually, let me see what kind of fucking roll is, because I remember it did mention that. Speaking with the dead. You know what? We're just gonna go with a history check for Lou.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar. You feel like you really ought to fucking know what that is. And maybe something could jog your memory later.
Yeah, you have to get back to me, Bjorn. I gotta think about this. It's not tough moment.
And Gaddix, are you with Uzana?
Yes.
You also get to roll one.
Oh, okay.
Or if you want, you could actually probably roll with your Tinkerer skill, your Tinkerer tools. That would make more sense in this equation.
Okay.
There you go. Gaddix, as this is being explained to Uzana, you immediately realize what the fuck that is. Because you were talking about it not a tenday ago. It's a nimble right.
Guys, I think this is one of you remember those things? It's like a robot. What robots?
You mean it's like a cargo?
It's like cargo, but it's human shaped. Yeah, here.
From the nimble right, and nimble rights were brought up. You know for a fact that actually Zord has 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where I saw them.
Well, you didn't see it. You didn't see the nimble right, but yeah, you know that they are there.
I know he has them.
Yes.
As an
Lucky bastard.
out of character question, wasn't there one in Jalaxus hideout too?
If there is, then it hasn't come up.
I think it was something when Lou was first there and wandered around.
No, he did not run into a nimble right.
All right.
There are no
Then
nimble rights
was
down
probably
there.
just regular Steamwork stuff.
It was
There were
it
some
was
weird
teamwork
noises.
stuff.
Yeah, weird noises.
We're talking about this little thing over here in tabletop.
Yeah.
So it sounds very familiar to what a nimble right is, according to Gaddix. For the group that are running around searching, you find nothing. Do you come on back, I assume?
Reluctantly.
As you guys come back, you notice a griffin rider from the City Watch is actually flying around above Troll Skull Manor at this stage of the game. And City Guard are starting to filter in. Very, very quickly, mind you.
Hey guys, over here.
6 guards are posted at each entrance of Troll Skull Alley. And they do all ask you, please go back inside. Everybody, please just go back to where you came from. Have a seat. We're going to be sending guards around to talk to everyone in a moment. But please stay inside, stay secure.
This is really going to affect the business tonight. Alrighty.
Harton,
Yep.
do you mention the lovely necklace that you were handed?
Aye. I'll go to him. Pretty sure this was the cause of it. It was down that way. Apparently it dropped into a barrel over there.
The guard takes it, says, "Oh, thank you, citizen. We'll make sure to have no. We will have somebody come to you immediately. You'll be the first ones that we send somebody to talk to."
All right then.
All right, and then yes, I assume you all go inside without arguing.
Yep. Sits down. Grabs the fruit bowl. Just starts to dice up a banana onto his porridge this time.
Yep.
It
About 20 minutes.
doesn't even notice it's fucking cold at this point. Doesn't care.
What if you put more porridge on top of that now?
I'll just get the sugar. That'll do me. And I imagine that we conflab about what we found out.
So yes, and Nadrax, again, you've been around the city for a bit, and Blue, now that you've actually thought about it, what Gaddix said actually makes sense, because you've seen nimble rights. As a matter of fact, you saw some in a couple of the Gone parades that they have, and the whole modern march and all that other fun stuff. You 3 can come to a consensus that does seem like a nimble right.
Yeah, we saw them at the parade.
The nimble rights were not in the parade.
Okay.
There were automatons, but they were not nimble rights.
Close enough.
Oh, okay.
A machine is a machine is a machine.
But we talked to Zord about them.
Yep. And he did mention that he had 3.
I believe Gaddix would probably strangle you for that.
Why do you have a working gun? It's already been 2 days.
Actually, at this stage of the game, he actually would have a working one because it's been 7 days.
Why don't you have a working mouth? You've been alive for 50 years.
Jaw falls off. He picks
But
it
yeah,
up.
20 minutes later, you do have a knock at your door. And at your front door is two individuals. One is the City Watch Sergeant, and the other one seems to be part of the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors. Who opens the door?
Martin. Because he does.
Okay. And you are greeted with the person who seems to be of the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors. Says, hello, I am Barnabas Blastwind. May I come in?
Aye, of course. Still got a brew hot enough if you fancy one while chatting.
Oh, no, thank you. We are here on business. This is Safe Cromley.
Oh, well, it was me and a cup of tea, but sure.
Oh, yeah, no, thank you. And he does pop on in. I heard that you all found what is possibly the weapon that was used to create this blast.
He seems to be from the stories we've heard.
Can you please tell me how you came to acquire it?
Aye, there was a wee lad down the corner just saw his mates get blown up. Fucking horrific. He told me he saw it drop into a barrel he was hiding behind.
Oh, can you point out the window and point to which one?
Aye, right over there.
All right. Okay, good. I did take my time. I've looked over the scene. The corpses are being removed now to be given their proper rest. Did you happen to hear it? I'm getting ready to go about. Have you all heard anything and come to any conclusions?
Well, not much other than a skilly construct of a kind running around about the roof.
A what?
Garrix, what do you come about to calling it? Nimble something?
Nimble, right? Yeah.
Hey.
You think it was a nimble, right?
That's what we found.
Well, we've got a slight bit of familiarity with them. Like, very minor, and the description seems to fit that more than a person.
Did you happen to see it or just hear secondhand?
Nah, entirely secondhand. Nah, we were just right here at the bar having breakfast. As you can see, we weren't turned the right way.
Right. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I mean, if you do happen to hear anything, please do let us know. Yes,
yeah.
we're going to have to go.
I mean,
speak
Hardin
to
would
a
have told him
couple
about the
more
guy
people.
limping off and all as well.
Oh, in that case, we'll have to have a word with Goodfalla over there, and we will happen to see. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, no worries. Fucking nasty bit of business there.
So here is one question. Do any of you want to ask him about anything? Because you did see him poking around outside, looking over the scene.
The specific gnome that got something taken off his body. Anything about him?
He kind of pauses for a moment, says, well, really, we shouldn't be talking about open investigations. I mean, after all, this is a lot of speculation at this stage. I can't really comment.
You know, I might say we're kind of investigators ourselves. We've had a fair bit of this. You know, we caught that serial killer. We might be able to help.
Give me a persuasion. Oh, hell. You actually did it. He just kind of pauses, says, look, you really can't be, please try to stay out of it. If you join in the investigation, they would introduce too many new variables into it. What is really a confounding equation. I will have to admit, it seemed like he was heading towards your tavern.
The gnome?
The gnome, yes. From what I can tell, he was running from armed pursuers, and according to the third person who ran away, that would mean he was being chased by 3 individuals. The third individual, of course, escaped. He's not deceased. This is, of course, your property. He was coming here. It implies he was coming to visit with you. And do any of you recognize him at all?
Nah, but we do have an association with the young Lord Neverember, and he's been singing our praises the whole time, so we're getting a bit of reputation. We've had a lot of people knocking the door just in general.
So it's entirely possible that maybe he was coming here because of your reputation to help him, maybe?
We certainly don't know him.
All right. That's unfortunate because we don't know his identity right now.
That's a Balix, yeah.
Well, we might try to come back around. I mean, we've been slowly gathering the identities of individuals in the streets, but of course that's going to take a while.
Brief question. That symbol we saw with the winged serpent?
That was on the humans.
Well, only on one of them.
Yeah.
And Nadrax, you know full well that that is the Zent. That's the Zentarum.
Alright.
But Barnabas muses it over, just says, I'm fairly certain that neither the gnome nor his pursuers actually saw this blast coming. It seems very... If this was an organized strike amongst, the attackers, you'd think that they would have at least coordinated with these blasts, but two of them were killed, and if the third one was injured...
Well, I mean, we do know that, one of the symbols on them, we've seen that one before, that's
Zentarum.
Aye. And at least whenever he first arrived there, we got caught up in a ruckus between them and, was it the Xanathar Guild?
Please try to at least keep that information secret. We don't need people worrying about things like this.
Aye, well, I
Let the
figured
guard handle that.
we're fine not discussing it in here. But, you seem to be having a bit of a gangland issue, because we also had the blind troll attack, not too many days ago, after all.
Oh yes, that happened all over the city.
Aye.
But of course, it's likely to be completely unrelated. Now, I don't like to deal much in speculation, but if I do find out anything, I will most certainly at least circle back around to see if any of this rings a bell. I do mean he clearly was trying to come here for something. Maybe if we find out who he is, the name will at least ring a bell.
Aye.
Well, anyways, thank you ever so much for the information. You've been of great help. I suppose I will be heading on it. Please stay in. Let me see. Yes, we'll have to continue talking to individuals. The guards will let you all know when you're free to leave.
Alrighty.
Right. And they take their leave.
There's a lot of murders happening in this city of recent. Ever since you
Hey.
guys showed up.
I thought this was the quiet city. I thought Baldur's Gate was the one which was nasty because it had a literal god of murder underneath it at one point.
No. Good marketing.
Speaking of good marketing, we're gonna need a crazy campaign to come back from this.
And a volcano blew up near Neverwinter, which screwed that one up. I figured this was the nice one. And Luskin doesn't even let you in.
Telling you, it all has to do with how close you are to the harbour.
How are you figuring that?
Well, just look at all the places we've gone recently. All of them had harbours. It's the bloody water, I tell you. It drives people crazy.
Correlation does not equal causation.
First time we
could be
came across
magic.
the Black Goo, we were landlocked. Come on.
Harbour we are...
Aye.
But it did come from mines that were near the coast.
Saying that, we could have been bloody anywhere in that demi-plane. You kids alright?
Yeah, that was a little scary.
It was very nasty. A couple of kids got caught, and it's terrible out there.
Mm.
Well, that's why we stayed in here. We knew better.
I don't suppose any of you lot know. Looks like a magic casting gnome or anything.
No, not really. No.
Okay, just wondering, because you know more people in this city than we do.
I mean, I didn't look at him.
You know a few gnome wizards in?
No, not that I can really think of. Actually, I mean, like vaguely, but no, not any that would want to come here. Not personally.
Aye, well. Don't want to show you all that there. So, how about we go upstairs? We'll have a wee look at your studies, eh?
All right.
Oh shit, we can't. We can't leave the building.
Oh yeah, you can't leave. Yeah.
If only we could go upstairs some other means.
Bjorn, beneath me. We're gonna cut through the fucking floor at long last.
So, where are you all planning to start with investigating this nonsense? Not to mention, you already have a second issue, which is the fact that apparently y'all have spider webs in your dreams.
I think it's clear that this is entirely out of our hands. This is an unrelated incident. All this man was coming across for was the tea, and maybe a snack.
Also, he's loose dealer. He didn't want to say that to the guards.
This is
That's-
Lou's
after
fault. Get
all-
him.
He brings me the cheese.
Ooh, foreign cheeses. Oh,
No, mind cheese.
oh my!
'cause,
That's where the
yeah,
spiders came from.
at this stage of the game, you have several opportunities that have been presented to you.
Do we?
Yes, well, at least you have one that's very obvious. You have the clue of nimble, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, if nobody's put that together, let's roll roll me a D100. Everybody give me a D100.
Everybody.
80.
88.
82.
Uzana, Lou, Harton, it has occurred to you all that maybe some of the organizations that you've been teamed up with might actually be able to give you some assistance in this.
Not mine. Not the garden.
I have
mean,
so
no-
many thumbs and so many pies.
Well, there is actually something that you've considered, Harton. Clerical spells. You know that people have the ability to speak with the dead.
Yeah.
It might be nice if somebody could go have a word with, say, the gnome and see why he might have been coming to see you if he was at all.
I'll turn you invisible, Harton.
It seems like something that that the official guard would be doing, but yeah.
Well, it's actually not standard operating procedure to make
To ask the dead,
Talk
why
to the
did you
dead.
die?
Yeah, it's actually not standard operating procedure.
Yeah, it does occur to me the gnome or one of them could have been a harper sent to Matrix.
So yeah, it probably would be wise to pop out, touch bases with your organization. Lou, you already needed to talk with your organization because your spider webs have been wrapped up.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Felton later, I
What
assume.
level is Speaker did?
Level 3.
Yeah. I forgot to add to my list.
Well, I guess I could ask the mages about your dreams. They might have someone in sleep specialization.
Well, Sherlock said he had, 3 mages on it already?
And Memorial Blowdra.
I'll ask if Felton wants to get anybody else involved.
All right.
It is the issue of trying to omit the Brig and the Earth ones when they might get involved through whatever detection they use on it. It's a wee bit tricky
Although-
that way.
They might be able to confirm about the necklace, or maybe know where it came from, if it was sold recently.
Aye, thing like that probably moved it through a few hands immediately.
Yeah,
It's clearly a powerful object.
I don't think it would be
Was
Brig
that-
and the Earth himself who did it.
No.
Uzana, you're fairly aware that the necklace was clearly a fireball necklace. And the thing is, while they're not particularly common, they're common enough where trying to trace it down, I mean, it's not very likely that it's going to transpire.
Well, at least now we know the source of the fireball.
Aye. We lad wanting to keep it. Luckily, he was
The
able to
question is who
convince
was
him
carrying
otherwise. Might be able to talk to the garden. I might be able to get us someone from Kalemvor of a like to have a wee whisper to him. It's gotta wait though, unless there's a handy squirrel I could whisper to.
Well, I mean, oh yeah, because right now you can't, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, within the hour, you all are freed up.
I think I'll go call in a favour, I suppose. Bit of a shame. I was gonna hold that one, reserve it for a bit for a higher quality.
For a second honeymoon.
It's not a bad idea. Where do we go? What do you think, love? Somewhere tropical?
Yeah.
So, as of right now, Harton, you're popping over to the garden.
I would like to point out the
Yeah.
time here.
Yeah, it's time to go to bed. Yeah, it is.
It's just that I was just being quiet because I'm like, yeah, it's fine that you collect where people are going, but it is getting very late here.
There is one thing I will point out right before the end here.
Yeah.
Uzana.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let me make sure that I get the order of this correctly. The listing. Where the fuck did it go? No, that's Floon. I don't need. We've done Floon. Floon is
Floon.
gone.
Loon.
Let's see. There we go. This is who I'm looking for.
Did Floon ever come to the bar?
No, Floon has not come to the bar.
Fucking asshole. Saved his life. Can't even give us fucking 5 pennies for a drink.
He doesn't even know who we
Who's
are.
that?
He's moved on.
What?
Uzana.
Penny.
You get a message from the Blackstaff
Oh.
asking for you and your friends to come swing by.
Huh. Well, that's where I'll certainly head here. But I will need everyone else.
Do we have other plans?
I mean, Bjorn is free, so if Harton is going to go somewhere else to find clues, he could escort Rusana.
Gladly invite everyone along, and we can wait for when Harton gets back.
She's going to make the Blackstaff wait.
Can we send Carton a
And
bird or
that's
something?
how they died.
And if I didn't say urgently.
Mm-hmm.
On the bright side, you do know where Harton is going. He has told you guys the address.
So yes, Harton's going to talk to the Emerald Enclave. You all are going to go talk to the Blackstaff. Anything else on the docket before we wrap it up? What you're planning on doing?
I mean, he may have taken the kids with him just for the hell of it.
Advertising.
Probably also not letting the kids near a potential dangerous area alone.
And are you going to be investigating the Nimblewright angle? Because right now you know exactly one place with Nimblewrights.
Mm-hmm.
You have to say that through your mic.
Okay, Yaddix would be, yeah.
So okay, so you're thinking of the Nimblewright angle. So I assume that'll be after you all do all the rest of that stuff, and it's time to cut.
Yep. Time to hit the button.